And as usual, before bed, I handed out a good berry to everyone, including our familiar friend.
Does the familiar know what to do with it?
Familiar can't do anything to do with it right now. It's an owl.
Is it stupid?
It has no hands.
That is
Okay, I guess we'll just
that is accurate.
we'll attach it to the familiar so we can deliver it in a
Okay.
pinch.
Oh, that's important.
4 and 7, yeah.
All right. So you guys left off on your boat, sailing to a destination that has heard of but has never been to,
Yep.
and ending with your long rest. Effectively opening up in the following morning, let's say, just for simplicity's sake. You've all leveled up, and that's where we basically are at this point in time. The island that you know you need to sail to is I would say circled, but this blocked off island in the way, way southwest of the map. And you guys are like right around here, where the ship is, you know?
Yep.
Uh, what's your plan? Are you heading straight there? Are you making stops? What was the general plan that you guys want to go with?
Heading straight there and going as safely as possible, which means sticking to the coast mostly, but
And then when you can't stick to the coast, like when you have to go into the open
then we'll have to
water.
not stick to the coast.
Okay. All right. Well, it's pretty simple then. At this point in time, it seems like you've made this trip from Adonos down to Miletus many, many times. So this trip isn't something that's ever going to really phase you at this point in time. Uh, and sticking to the coast would as definitely decrease any oh, would definitely decrease any issue of finding like random, I don't know, assailants at sea, big fish, kraken, etc., etc. Um, and you basically know you can do the sailing from where you're at to Miletus. If you stick to the coast, it's going to be a little longer, but it's going to be probably about 2.5, 3 day trip if you're sticking by the coast. If you go straight there where you're at, it's going to be like a day and a half, maybe two. So it's going to be a little longer going this route, but as long as you're good with it, it will take you about that long to get there. And I'm everyone was good with that. You don't want to do anything else at the
No, I
moment.
want to be
Huddle
safe.
up,
I'm
team.
scared.
What do we want to do?
I want to get to that island you know about.
All right.
Okay, so
I'm always going to be, you know, prepping any food that gets fished up, praying often to the various gods, mostly Carmetra, but also each one in their turn, seeing if we get any insight or aid.
And by sticking to the coast, I mean
sure.
like mostly keeping the coast in sight, not like
Yeah,
getting
you're
up
not
on
like
it.
right up against the rocks.
Yeah.
I got that. You're not an idiot.
Yep.
But yeah. So keeping all that in mind, let me do a couple modifications to my encounter table.
Scooting along.
Wow, right out the bat. Okay. On your first day traveling, uh, you're right about like here-ish. You know, you're right about there. Oh God, I dismiss. Uh, you give me some. I'll give me a perception check.
Poggles, please give us a very large perception check. Thank you. Oh wait, never mind.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. Acarius will see it.
Acris has got it.
It's the first time I've seen anything ever.
Wait, why does Roll20 look old now?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah,
hold on
I
a
don't know.
second.
They keep changing this shit. I
Maybe
do not
people
know why.
complained that they changed without telling anyone, and then they switched it to actually be optional, or it was like, hey, we're gonna add this new optional thing, and they accidentally put it on default for everyone, and now we gotta go find it if we want it. That's the most likely thing, probably.
I'm fine with it staying the way it is. Okay, so I don't know, Canthos, do you want to roll or are you good?
Roll for.
Synergize.
Yeah, I guess I was above where watching.
Yeah, all of you are gonna see this, and I'm just gonna. Poggles is in his shell, but he's fine.
I got him.
Poggles actually doesn't see this. So he is in his shell. So four of you notice that there is a large amount of smoke that's just kind of billowing up into the sky from around this like isthmus right here, or rather this like little peninsula here. Yeah, you just see a large amount of smoke, and you're able to pretty easily tell from experience that this is big fire. Lot of kindling going on here.
Is it like a boat on fire in the water, or is it like a village or forest fire?
No. This is you can tell this is coming from up on like land, up on like the cliff face and land proper.
Are we near a city or town we know about, or is like, you know what I mean? Like, do we think it's a city or town or the woods, off the shore?
You can give me a nature or a history for this one.
Clap.
You're not proficient in nature?
No, I'm not int, bro. What?
Oh, we need history. I will
In
give history.
proficiency.
Yeah, history. Yeah, so Zelkos and Canathos. Both of you know, but for different reasons. Canathos, you know that this area is pretty much a rural outskirts of a Crowan territory, so you've got a bunch of farmlands and
Right.
the like over here. Zelkos, your communing with Karamitra gives you this idea that, yeah, the local area around here is pretty fertile in comparison to the other parts of essentially the Crowan outskirts and the Adonos outskirts. It's almost an unnatural fertility of the land, or rather a divine fertility of the land. So, yeah, you both know that there's towns in this general area.
I'm gonna yell out to Valtos. Say, Valtos, there's farming towns out there. We gotta go help them.
Do we really have time for this?
I mean, if the gods aren't around, who is?
Canathos, what do you think?
Frank, what else do I know about the place? Do I think this is just like random farmers getting raised, or?
No, you would believe this is random farmers. From your knowledge, you wouldn't know anything in particular here. Just that this is very far off of essentially what you. It's pretty on the outskirts of like a Crowan sphere of influence. This is basically the last place the military will be able to get to in order to like help people. They're pretty much the people out here. It's the frontier. They're on their own.
We have to help.
Figure out
Alright.
if it's like Kano or something. We should probably go find out what the hell happened at least.
As long as we're ready to run for it if we need to.
Let's go see.
Who has the item that makes a big jet of water?
I do currently, I think. I have
Okay.
mine.
I don't have any
it
of
on
them.
me.
We hurry to the shore.
Sure. Let me paint you a bit of a picture while I get these lads set up. So as you start sailing towards shore, you can really start to see what's the full extent of what's going on with this small town. You see various houses start to come into view, thatched roofs, so on. Really, nothing. Really, this is the only semblance of civilization in the area. Outside of that, you've got flowing fields of wheat, grain, the like. To you, Zelkos, this is definitely a blessing and Karamitra for the land. This is something that you haven't seen really in your travels of the Akroan general area and general terrain. You, as you get close, carrying over now that you're looking intently, uh, houses are on fire. You could see people are kind of like running towards the cliff faces, and they're kind of like going down what looks like makeshift stairs that are kind of like built into the carved out of the cliffside. And there's a bunch of like boats that are kind of docked, as it were, anchored the base of the cliff faces. And you kind of see a bunch of people who are starting to pile up there and try and board into whatever craft they can.
Zelkos, I'm gonna get as close, find out what's going on.
All right. And I'm gonna use minor illusion to slowly shout like a word at a time, like what's going on out there, how big's the fire, and see if anyone can shout back as we're getting closer.
Yeah, as you're getting closer, you are greeted with the very familiar sound of someone actually using thaumaturgy to extend out their voice to you. And you hear a woman say back, raiding Minotaurs, they have a Hydra.
Oh.
Well, everyone, if this isn't our time to make our legend, I don't know what is. And I'll shout back word at a time. Will handle it.
All right.
Do we think this is any tie to the Archon?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. We can go see what the Minotaurs look like and stuff, and what the Hydra looks like, and we can probably tell pretty quick what's going on.
Right.
All right, I'm gonna find a place to park, and we're gonna get up there.
I don't
Yep.
remember what we got with our history checks, but did anyone remember the weaknesses of a Hydra and how to defeat it?
We didn't. We can make re-rolls now, but our rolls for like what the fuck is going on here.
Oh, but remember we did knowledge checks on a Hydra back in the temple of
Yep.
I want to say the water temple because I can't remember the name. Tatas. Or
They did a check. I'll believe you. I actually just don't even remember.
Because remember, there's a Hydra sleeping in the southwest corner.
I remember we got enough to know that we shouldn't fight it.
Yeah.
Then.
I don't think any of us got insight into how to fight them from that check, though. I think it was.
Yeah,
just
none
like,
of us have experience fighting a Hydra before. I don't think.
Oh, fuck. Hold on.
Ah, fuck. I don't like
I
that.
fucking hate how these look on this. Give me a second. I'm gonna make tokens for these.
Yep.
I mean, tokens for their heads.
I'm just gonna make 2 generic tokens. The way these are showing up on the map, I absolutely fucking hate.
Is her Minotaurs or Hydra?
Minotaur. I'm using a Hydra that they just have in on Roll20, but the way that my Minotaurs are showing up, they're like impossible to see. So give me a sec.
Frank, remind me to chat with you about.
Yeah, this is a lesson in always using your main computer to design this and not using your laptop. Use the computer you're gonna play on.
Yes.
Hello.
That's not our guy.
Nope. Alright. So,
Alright, we're
I will
doing
move.
this quietly, by the way. We're not like storming in. I don't know if that was.
Yeah, I definitely want to get a sneak attack if we can.
Are you guys playing D&D?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm streaming it if you want to check it on there.
Oh, right now?
Sorry?
Are you playing right now?
Yeah.
Yes. Alright. I'm gonna move you over to the map, and then I'm gonna need, if you're doing it quietly, then give me perception, or give me stealth roll.
Oh, this will be good.
Oh, stealth. Yep, that's the one.
That's a lot of Minotaur.
31, PogChamp.
At least on my Canathos.
Okay. All the circles are your minotaurs. Then the Hydra's kind of just standing right there. Kind of being corralled by two minotaurs on either side of it. I'd put you guys up here. For the sake of it, just leave yourselves there until you decide place yourselves and such. Acris, you always get advantage on your stealth,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Stealth
Yeah.
checks and sleight of hand checks.
Okay, so you're going in quietly. Did you want to like scout ahead? Did you want to just go in and try and like start it up silently without alerting everyone? How'd you want to go about doing it?
I want to go up and see if I saw what we're up against. So how many people are there, or like what's going on? Like,
Sure. So in that case, anyone who's doing that, I'll take your stealth roll in this. For that. If only Acreus is going, only Acreus is stealth.
I
I
would
am
definitely
confident that I am not a stealthy man, so I would not have done that.
I would
Sure.
follow him to look to see like if he gets spotted. Because do I know if minotaurs are? Yeah, we've charmed him for minotaurs are humanoids. Because I would look for an opportunity to cast a charm person on like one or multiple people to like stop something from breaking out if we can.
I mean, you've used them before. You've used charm person on them.
Yeah.
So, Baltos, did you want to follow them or no?
No, I'm hanging back.
Okay, so this is Zelkos and Acreus party for a second. So yeah. You both are able to stealth up to the town with pretty much unaccosted here. Your stealth rolls definitely make that possible. And you kind of see a level of devastation before you that you pretty much unfamiliar with. At the very least, Zelkos, unless your time at home was under siege by minotaurs, I don't think you've ever seen something quite like this. It's just a level of wanton savagery and a level of butchery that you haven't seen before. This is just people being cut down, houses being burned, raided, and them just kind of going in, taking what they deem as valuable, and kind of just piling them up, getting ready to go. You make out a large number of them. Basically, what you see on the map is what you're able to do a rough count from just kind of looking over, trying to just scout it out. And you can definitely see the aforementioned Hydra that they brought with them. Though, if you want to give me a history check on that, you are more than welcome to. Actually, you can also give me a nature. You'll learn this from your studies in Karamitra, maybe. You wouldn't have.
all about animal handling.
Yeah, you can give that to me. I'll take that too.
Well, I wanna. Do I notice any of them branded at all? Like my arm is branded, or no? Like, do I see any sort of indication?
Oh, give me a perception for that one, because you're looking hard. You're looking hard at that. Yeah. Yeah, you do. Varying. Some of them have it on their horns, some of it on their arm, their chest, etc., etc. You can definitely tell that these are under some enthrallment just from that, what you know already of the brand. Yeah, Minotaurs and Hydras don't work well together. That's what you're able to figure out just from your base animal handling knowledge. That yeah, it's very unlikely that Minotaurs would be able to wrangle a Hydra, considering how they're not really native to Minotaur lands, and B, they would sooner cut it up and eat it because it's a good source of food than actually care about using a Hydra or
Okay.
trying to use it for any raiding. So between your knowledge of that and your knowledge of the fact that they are branded, it seems like there's some foul play at work here.
Well, wait, is Zelkos with me or just like way behind?
I'm right behind you.
Yeah, Zelkos is with
I'm
you.
gonna turn to you and say, I'm pretty sure they have the same brand as this, and I'll point to my arm and take off my like bracelet and like put it in my pocket. So I'm pretty sure I can just go ask them what's going on, and then we don't need to fight.
I think you're right, because if this is an army, it's probably beyond what we can do.
Yeah, there's no shot we're fighting. I can already hear like 20, 15 plus Minotaur, but I'm just gonna go ask someone what's going on here.
Okay. Yeah, worst case, we'll pick them off one at a time from the edges, but I think it'd be a retreating battle, not a charge and make our glory like I was hoping.
Yeah, go tell the others that I'm just gonna figure out what's going on, and I'll be back in a minute.
Sure. How far away are the others?
Let's say like a 5-minute run.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. Then I'm gonna very, very slowly, carefully meander over there until I'm in range to minor illusion. Toss my voice a little bit.
I'm just gonna go out to the first person I see with a brand, and like I took my bracelet off again just for reference, and then I'm gonna go up to the first Minotaur I see with a brand.
Sure.
Excuse me.
Yeah, as you approach it, it doesn't take any heed to you. When you address it directly, it, like turns around almost startled, as if it didn't even bother trying to figure you were there, and it just kind of looks at you.
Hi, and I'll show him my brand. I need to talk to who's in charge here.
It kind of just like keeps staring at you with a bloodlust that you're very familiar with after seeing I guess the now dead Minotaur from the outpost. It looks over at the other Minotaur with it, and they both just kind of grunt and point over here. Like they point like basically through this house in that general direction.
All right, I'm just gonna go in that general direction.
Sure. So you continue just kind of walking throughout the streets here. Still the same level of carnage that's going on here, and you are pretty much able to get a rough count of all the Minotaur here. They all seem to be in the same level of enthrallment. They're not really talking. They're just kind of essentially consumed in a rage. And then you get to about here without any issue. And as you turn this corner to kind of look at the general area of where they were pointing in, you see a strange-looking Minotaur that looks out of place amongst the rest of them. Whereas the rest of them are kind of being they're very clearly raging, they're enthralled, they're not really thinking, they're just kind of going through the motions. You see one that, A, looks like Poggles, and B, doesn't look like it's under an enthrallment, as it is.
Okay, so my character would assume that that is a Nyxborn Minotaur of some sort?
Yes.
Okay. Hello?
Uh, it turns around and it kind of looks at you. It looks at you, and she says in a very almost surprised voice, "Oh, hello. What? Why haven't you been? How'd you get here?"
I'll show her my brand, and I'll say, I was just walking... Sorry, I was just traveling and saw this smoke and fire. What's going on here?
Oh, we were. She like looks at your brand and says, "Come here. I need to get a better look at that."
I'm gonna get an insight check. Is she trying to fucking slaughter me? Or is she, like, she just wants to actually get a look at it?
Uh, no, she seems actually genuinely inquisitive here.
Yeah, I'll go up to her and show her it.
Sure. So when you get close to her, she reaches out real fast. She takes like this staff, this scepter that she has, and she jams it into the ground. She reaches out real fast and grabs your arm, just looking at it. She looks a little bit lost in it for a couple seconds, and then looks down at you, or like kind of like kneels down, and like looks you in the eyes and says, I assume you're not here to check up on us, otherwise I would have heard. So why? What's the problem? What does the Archon need?"
No, the Archon doesn't need anything. I was just traveling and saw the smoke and wanted to make sure everything... I wanted to figure out what was going on, and then I saw the Minotaur with this brand. So I just wanted to ask you what was happening here. I was just passing by.
She says, "Oh, we're just doing what we're told to do here. We're just securing the front."
Oh, so the Archon told you to just come raise this village.
Yeah, yes. In preparation for Akros, yes. If we take out their settlements, we should be able to secure the frontier and then force them all back to their city and just starve them out.
Yeah, that makes sense tactically. Why is there a Hydra over there?
Oh, that's on loan.
On loan from who? Where did you get a Hydra?
Oh, the Satyr of the Setson Wilds gave it to us.
The state... Okay, I can make some sort of knowledge check to see if I even know what that is. History, I guess. I don't actually know. Knowledge, just int.
Yeah.
They're all 0 anyway, so it doesn't even matter.
I mean,
I rolled a 4.
to some extent, I can give you advantage on this one, considering you are friends with Zelkos.
Okay,
So
then
you can
13.
you can have the 13 on that. To which you have an idea what a satyr is, because you're friends with Zelkos. And you know the general location of the Setson Wilds, so... And you are aware that Hydras aren't from around here, because you haven't seen one ever.
Oh, so that thing's on loan from the Satyr of the Setson Wilds.
That's what I said.
Okay.
So you're here to what? I assume you are coming from another village. I assume it went well.
I was just traveling, and I wanted to make sure... I wanted to figure out what was going on here. So I'm just going to leave you. Look, do you need any help with anything, or are you okay?
She looks at you funny. No, this is fine, but I don't. Where are you going? You should be heading. She points to the east. She points to the east. She should be heading that way with us when we're done with this. So you just stick around here, and we'll make sure we all get back to Akros.
Yeah, I'm gonna go head to Akros, but I don't want to slow you down. So
I think she looks at you. I think we'd be the ones slowing you down, but I insist. I think you should be traveling with us from here on.
Okay.
We don't need anyone falling into a Crowan hands. Anyone with the mark.
I understand. It's very dangerous. What do you need me to do then? Like, when are we leaving? What are we doing here?
She kind of like looks out for a second, just kind of into space. She says, "We'll be leaving soon. We're just gonna go get the necessary sacrifices, and we'll be leaving soon."
All right. Well, I'm gonna go steal some stuff from that house, and I'll just point to like that house.
She looks at you and says, I mean, you're not a thrall. Just let them do it. Just let them handle it. What do you want? They'll go get it for you.
So you want me to just stand here until we're leaving? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, you have free thought, which means you're not a thrall, which means you're clearly. She looks at you. You don't know what's going on, do you?
Oh, what's happening?
Yeah, you're not lying to her. Okay. She looks at you funny and she says, "Okay, you're definitely gonna come with us then.
What's happening?
You're gonna come with us because you don't seem to know what's happening. So I think it's a mistake that you have that and you're now dangerous to us." And she kind of like, with that, she kind of like motions to her two guards, and they start to like reach out to restrain you.
Yeah, I'll just bonus action disengage and sprint towards wherever I came from. Just trying to get the fuck out of here.
It's solidly been 5 minutes, longer than that even. Alex, you made it back there.
All right, so an army of minotaurs and a hydra are out there. I think Acreus is going to just use his mark and get some information. We should probably get a little closer to help him retreat if we need to, but I think the plan is it's
Is it
far
tied
too
to the
great force for
Archon?
us. Oh, almost certainly. They had the brand, so if it's
What
tied
the
to the
fuck is
Archon,
Acreus doing out there then?
he figured he could just go in and chat with his brand.
Are they? Do you think? Does he think they're not going to notice that he's not like affected by it?
Yeah, maybe not.
No,
Which is
he
why we
didn't
should
think. Is
probably
the answer.
we should probably
Okay.
go in and keep an eye out. Slash be ready to run. So I don't know, Valtos, if you want to send your owl and stay here, or leave your owl here and come with us. But we might need you if things get messy.
I'll come with you. Let's get in line of sight of the village.
All right. You can also probably bring owl.
Owl's coming. Owl has orders to do the same thing Monkey did for Kathos.
Is Owl
above.
going out ahead, or is...
No. Owl going ahead would not be particularly helpful.
Well, once we're like a minute out, it could be useful to see if
That's
Acreus
true.
is having a rough time or just hiding somewhere.
Owl's current orders, though, are to stay maybe 20 feet above Canathos and help him beat the crap out of things.
Okay.
We'll start moving towards the village.
So yeah, you guys start moving towards the village. Acreus. Your friends are probably about, like... You don't know this, but this is general for player knowledge here. You guys are probably about, like, 2 minutes away at the point in time when Acreus's proverbial cover is blown. So you disengaged and you're dashing through the streets, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna have to roll initiative on every single one of these. Because when you dash away from these two guards, she looks at you very sternly in such a way that it's not the level of disappointment, it's that she's confused as to what's happening and it's getting her angry. And as she displays this reaction or this emotion to you, You can kind of tell that, just judging from your periphery and looking at the other Minotaur around you, that they all are kind of like honing in on you. They're all just kind of looking at you. So, I guess for the sake of this, I'm gonna boot this up.
Who is surprised?
Gonna remove these. And then, if you would like to roll initiative, actually, please roll initiative.
Do you want all of us on there, or should we
So
just
you
wait till
giving
we're
me a
close?
choice, Frank?
Yeah, I'm gonna give. I mean, you all can roll initiative, but it's gonna be a while before you get here. Is the problem?
Certainly will.
Wait, I don't have myself selected. Nope, but I do now.
Because it's what,
If you-
20
if
rounds?
you- yeah, that's the problem here. If you would like to try and negotiate with her, you're more than
Hold
likely
on, we're
to.
closing on
Acra's
each other.
conditions-
10 rounds.
What?
Oh, that's a good point. I was saying, like, if we're 2 minutes away by walking, then if we're sprinting towards each other, we could get into the combat faster.
Yeah,
But we're also not sprinting yet, because we don't have any reason to.
sure. So, for the sake, these three get added. Nice. Better. Okay. At the end of each round, for your sake, Kenneth, Acreus, here's how this works. These three Minotaur in front of you are currently on initiative. At the end of each round, another 2 Minotaur are going to get added to initiative, and it's going to expand outwards. So these 2 Minotaur will be added next, followed by these 2, so on and so forth. If you get beyond these Minotaur, then you'll get to a point where you'll outpace their activations. But then by the time you all get here, they'll be activated. Is how this should map out. The Hydra itself is not enthralled, but I will roll its initiative anyway. Two. Okay. The Hydra doesn't see you and hasn't been told to attack you, but it's acting on a 5. You can go and proceed with what you said you were going to do.
Alright. I mean, I'm gonna action dash, bonus action disengage, and just go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60.
She's gonna activate. She actually wouldn't even see this. She does a thing, and then she's going to move here. This Minotaur is going to charge out. It's going to double move after you. This one's going to go around this way. After that, these guys get added. Okay. Go
Same thing. Bonus action disengage. Action dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then, did I come from that way or that way?
They both lead out down.
Which way did I come in? I'm just gonna go that way.
Came in this way.
5, 10, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So that's 60.
Sure. This guy runs here. She walks there. Back to you.
Yeah, and then I'm off the map. So
Yeah, you'll move off the map after that. As you start leaving the village, they don't really proceed to chase you past the village lines here. Kind of like get beyond what you would call, I guess, the relative fence or the border to this village, and they kind of hold up. At that point in time, you can see your friends on the horizon running towards you. That's what you got right there.
okay, I will go hello.
Are you running away because they found you? Or because you're really eager to come back?
A little bit of both. They're not chasing us anymore, though. They're not chasing me anymore. But I found some valuable information.
Any more? All right, well let's go. Back to the boat?
Yeah, we can walk though. They're not coming.
Okay. And under my breath, I'm gonna pray for forgiveness from Karametra.
For not
Oh.
stopping these people, or what?
Yeah, you're supposed to be stopping people from burning down farms. It's like rule number 1,
Oh.
or rule number 2.
Yeah. So I guess we'll just walk back to the boat. I have some very important information.
Oh yeah.
Let's hear it.
There's a Nyxborn Minotaur leading them. 90% of those Minotaurs were enthralled, and they're going to Akros next. And the Hydra was a gift from whatever you told me, Frank, the Satyr of Setessa. You know what that is?
I mean,
Yeah, the Satyr of the Sets and Wild. I have no idea what that is.
Frank, do I know anything about that? I know that
Yeah.
player. I know that I am a satyr of the Setessan Wilds, but is there a famous satyr of the Setessan Wilds?
No, there's like a satyr people in the Setessan Wilds. There's like, I guess they're herds.
But they said
A
satyr.
herd of satyrs.
Actually,
I guess I'll ask.
they're technically rebels because,
Well,
yeah, a group of satyrs is a rebel. So there are a large number of. To say the satyr of the Setessan Wilds, it doesn't really narrow it down, as you know there are a large number of satyr that live within the Setessan Wilds, and there are a large number of communities that live there.
Okay.
So it doesn't really narrow it down.
Then-
But
yeah, then Zelkos would just say, "I'm a satyr of the Setessan Wilds. I didn't loan them a Hydra."
Yeah, I thought about it, and I didn't. No one came to mind, so I don't know who. But she said was a gift on loan. Sorry, it was on loan from the Satyr of the Setessan Wilds, whoever that is.
So that means that there's a faction in Setessa that's working with the Archon as well.
Sounds like it.
Yes, or they just really like money. I mean, they could just be. You never know.
Yeah, everyone's got a
On
price.
loan doesn't strike me as that, but
Yeah, I don't know.
Zelkos, do you know anyone in the Sets and Wilds that has a Hydra to loan out in the first place?
Do I, Frank?
Roll it, baby.
History.
yeah, give me a roll for history.
I'd help, but you don't want me to help.
Oh God, it's rolling in D&D. Oh, okay.
Okay,
What
well
the heck?
that's weird.
Yeah, I
Should've
don't.
helped.
I don't remember anyone. I mean, I've heard tales of hydras as, just like any other monster, but I've never heard of anyone like owning one or having control of one.
did I, which is why I found it really weird. But oh yeah, they're going to Akros next, so you might want to call your wife and let her know that they are in grave danger.
Straight to Akros
Yeah.
from the coast?
That's what she said. Oh, I'm gonna put my bracelet back on, Frank. I don't know if I did that yet, but I'm gonna do that.
We're pretty far from Akros, so chances are they'll probably stop at Akros. Them going straight to Akros might actually be good news.
I agree, but I was just letting you know that there's a massive Hydra slash Nyxborn general slash Minotaur
Tell me more
battalion
about this
headed there.
Nyxborn.
I'll describe her, Frank. She's a female. She was starry like that guy, and I'll point to Poggles. She wasn't enthralled like the rest of them, and she seemed very smart and very powerful. But
So I'm guessing
I didn't
you
really.
saw through you.
I actually don't think she did. She just was
So,
confused
so for the
why.
record, she looks like this. And yeah,
She was
that's
just.
that's what she looks like.
I'm pretty sure she was just confused why I didn't know the plan, and yet I was branded. So I don't think she really saw through much. She was just confused about what I was and didn't want me to leave.
Hopefully she doesn't send word back to the Archon, because even though he's somewhat simple, I doubt he'd forget about you and Zelkos.
Yeah. With the bracelet, I don't think he'll be able to track me, but I think you're right.
You
Yeah,
did
maybe we
take
should
the
not
bracelet
have it
off.
taking that off, though.
I didn't hear you both talked at the same time. I didn't hear what anyone said.
You did take the bracelet off, though, so all bets are off on that front.
Means he knows I
So
was here.
maybe we should be rushing away from this
Let's go
location.
far from here, and let's be careful about where we take off the bracelet again. I think it was important to do it here to find out what was going on, but we want to minimize the access to you now that you're no longer under the effects of it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think they would have talked to me though if I didn't have the brand. It would
No,
have
I
been
think
like-
that we didn't have a
Yeah,
lot of
I'm
options.
certainly
I
glad
think.
I didn't go in there.
I'm pretty sure I was pinged in this village, so we should probably get the fuck out of here. So
And this assassin thing is distressing.
All right. Well, short term then, get to the goddamn boat and let's get the hell out of here.
yeah.
We are going to the boat.
Well, as you get back to the makeshift stairs kind of in the cliff face, and there's still a bunch of people there that are just kind of boarding boats and kind of looking to you 5, you 6 for I guess no. Yeah, no, you 5 for answers, I guess for
So I'm gonna go over and just say my dearest, greatest apologies. That's a much greater force than we can take on. So you're gonna want to retreat somewhere, not to Akros. Your best place is probably Miletus or one of the neighboring areas.
one of them comes up and says, I don't think you understand. This is all we have here. There's nowhere else for us to really go. We tried to make our lives away from the arid lands of Akros, and this.
Are you all deserters?
No, we're quite loyal. It's just none of us are really the warrior type. We're simple farmers. In fact, they point over to someone who's kind of looks like they're maintaining the order here and kind of ushering people onto boats and what small fishing craft they have. And the guy points over to her and says, "She's the one who's in charge of. She was in the military, and she's the one who's essentially oversees the town. And made sure we got out. Most of us, anyway, got out of there alive. Those that didn't, I shudder to think what could possibly be in store for them. But I'm but a simple farmer. I don't really know how to wield a sword. If it's a pitchfork you're looking for, I can do that. But
Yeah, well, Akros is going to be laid siege by these Minotaur armies, so I would think try to be careful about where you go next.
If you have enough boats, potentially head down to Miletus or the surrounding areas. But yeah, you're gonna have to start over. I mean, you said you got nothing but this. You've got your lives, and that's something.
I mean, I can't argue with that.
Big talk from the guy who promised to save them all.
I said we'll take care of it.
Did you take care of it?
I took care of something.
I will turn to this person and say, there were 20 plus Minotaurs and a Hydra in there. What did you want us to do?
Oh, I thought that was out of character.
I don't know. That was out of character.
It was, yeah.
But I do.
Oh.
Exactly, you're saying that makes sense.
To that comment though, if you want to make that, he said, I mean, I could. You did more than I could. You did more than I ever would have wanted to do. Look, I left my cattle behind. That's my livelihood. I invested my money, my time, my energy, and now it's all gone. So,
Zelkos is tearing up a little bit.
I'm sure we are strong folk. I'm sure we'll be able to come back from this. But
I have an idea. I'll reach into my bag and give them 10 torches, which I didn't even know I had and never used, and say, I have no use for this. Sell these and leave now.
the guy looks at them and says, "I don't think we can settle these. I think if we're going to be sailing from Miletus, we're probably going to be sailing by night at this point. So probably need these to at least keep what small boats we have well lit."
All right, you should probably... Yes, I understand. You should probably take these and leave. The area is going to get very dangerous very soon, probably.
Yes, I would like to leave, but he points over at the woman who's in charge. Says, "Women and children first," as she said. So I'm going to stay until however long it takes. So
I turn to Valdos and just look at him.
I stare back at Zelkos very angrily. No, that's not the right emotion. Irritably?
Yeah, I visibly sigh. Yeah.
Get them on the fucking boat. Let's go.
All right. How many? I mean, let's look around. Like, I'm gonna do like a logical count of the people. Does it look like we can offer to take a bunch of them, or is that just gonna?
You could take like 5 or 6.
Well, like, how many people are they leaving behind, quote unquote?
Leaving like 15-ish behind, so you could take like 5 or 6 of them.
Is that really all we can fit? I feel like
we have to go somewhere. Like,
yeah, but we could just take them like even a little bit down the coast and let them walk.
Or throw them out of Data Harbor.
Right. It's just like we're all heading the same direction now. Is the idea?
Can we get to Data Harbor within a day?
At this point, no. You're going to have to spend the night either docked by the coast or at sea if you want to do so.
yeah, I mean, it's up to Valtos. It's his boat.
And I said, get them on the boat, and let's get the hell out of here.
How many?
I think we only fit like 5 of them, I think, sir.
Wait, you're asking him you can fit like 5? Or
You just said that out of character, so in character, I'm saying
yeah,
we can only fit like 5 of them.
Yeah, he says to you like, "Oh well, perhaps you could take." He says, "I would like to volunteer myself, but that would be selfish. I will stay here, and I will be one of the last few, I'm sure, to leave here." He says, "Please take my wife and my child, as well as I don't know anyone else. Anyone over here. My wife and child were going to stay with me since I wasn't going to be able to get on the boat."
Right, I'm gonna stand up right here and say, "Nope, we're taking all of you. Get on."
Okay, well, there's a good 15 of us.
I don't think they fit
Your
on the boat.
family is 15 people.
No, of the people left here.
So we'll take the 3 of you and 2 more. We got to go
Okay,
fast.
Well, he says, "I thank you. Is there anything I can do? I can
Stop
repay you?"
talking and find 2 more people.
I was about to say
Okay.
that.
And he just proceeds to look around and say, "How about those two? I don't."
Go, you, get over here.
Okay. Oh, I don't have to be pushy.
Oh my god, man,
It's
you
not like
did
it's
there.
the end of the world or
I
anything.
don't
Come
think
on.
you understand. Something very scary might be coming right here very quickly. We need to leave.
Yeah, the rest of you are staying here. Find some cover, either some brush, some rocks. Just don't be out in the open, at least for a few hours.
They can't see you if you stand still.
Was that in character or out of
As
character? Pray out of.
these are the legends that the Akroan military tell their they can't see you if you don't move.
Then you have no
Um,
cover and you have to
as
fight.
you're going, yeah, as you're going to your ship, you're kind of like pulled. Yeah, let's see.
I mean, I'm already on the ship getting ready to go, so they're
I
grabbing
want to
something.
leave. I want to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Kanathos, you're kind of like pulled aside by the woman in charge here, and she says, what the hell's going on here? You seem you're wearing a Crowan military garb. You clearly seem to know it's something I don't. What's going on up there?"
Yeah, so Akros is going to be laid siege by a Minotaur army. There's an Archon here that is not associated with any god who has decided after he woke up that he wants to destroy the world. So he's rallying the Minotaurs. He's got some Nyxborn working for him. Situation is not good. Akros might be able to hold, might not sure. Haven't been in contact with them more recently. We're trying to fix the problem at its root. And yeah, we're a couple of adventurers willing to make an exception for some of your people to get them to safety. However, we only have room for a few more.
Okay. She looks at you and she kind of like gives you a nod and says, where's safe then, if not Akros? Where should we, Miletus?"
Miletus, yeah, just head south. Move everyone south as much as you can. He's coming from the north, and we don't know what he's going to do after. If should Akros fall, God forbid, we don't know where he will go next. But
Right. She gives you a nod and she says, "All right, well, I'll get him out of here."
Yep.
She kind of like hails you off and turns around and starts barking orders at people, and that's her.
all right, quick, let's go.
On the trip south, Frank, on the boat,
Yep.
I am gonna ask them what happened.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen as well and make sure to start feeding them.
What happened last night or this morning? Or start from the top. What happened?
Oh,
we're-
well, I woke up this morning and I fed the chickens and I went about my daily routine. My wife here made us a beautiful breakfast, and it was the strangest thing. It was almost like the sky turned red for a bit, and then it's very strange. Normally, when Minotaur attack, they blow horns, and that's generally our, I guess, the rules of engagement, as the military put it. All that kind of like lets out a chuckle. I joke. I'm not sure, but they usually blow horns and they alert you to their attack. This was a little weird though. It was about noon time, and well, this one Minotaur kind of just walked into this town, or walked into our town, and we're farmers. But,
What did this Minotaur look like?
oh, she looked like she was what is it? He points to Poggles. Look like kind of like that thing right there. Yeah. That had a bunch of
Did you
stars.
talk to her?
I didn't. I don't talk to Minotaur. But she talked to us. And she came in and she started barking some type of, I don't know, evangelizing prayers at us, probably to that darn Mogus. And that was when well, I guess we I saw the mayor start walking over to her, and she took out her sword and started getting ready to, I guess, go at her. Being as, I mean, she's a crow military, she is gonna do what she does best. And right about when she went to go attack her, she seized up, got pushed back by something, and that's when a bunch of Minotaurs started cresting the hill. All the while that starry Minotaur was saying some type of prayer or whatnot, I'm not sure. That's when it all went to hell. So, anyway, we all ran off and started piling down the cliffs, and, well, those of us who made it out, but they didn't really seem to chase after us. Those of us that, well, couldn't, then I guess they're on their way to Erebos now.
I see.
Yep, that's,
You seem awfully calm about this.
I mean, what do you want me to be like? Do you want me to be sad? I can cry for those people, but I was one of the lucky ones. My family got out. My wife, my daughter, he wraps his arms around both of them, kisses them both. They're all right here. So, my neighbor, he's gone. I'll never see him again, but then again, he never did his fair share of keeping the foxes out of the chicken coop, if you know what I'm talking about. So I guess technically, I guess we didn't really lose much with him. He lets out like a brief chuckle. He's like,
is your village normally under attack by Minotaur?
oh no, they don't tend to come down by us. It's we're far and away from the trading caravans, or at least the traditional trade routes. We send a small caravan straight to Akros every harvest season, but it's not large enough where Minotaur raiding parties would ever really know about us.
Yeah, I'll turn to Canathos and be like, that's weird because the female Minotaur lady said the Archon told her to siege that village. So
Yeah, it's hard to say because she's a Nyxborn. Like, I don't know what her deal is, but she's not. It doesn't seem like she's. You said the others were thralls, right?
yeah, the others were effectively mind-controlled slaves, and she was smart and calculated. And she said,
Wish we could have gotten a charm on her. I'm sure she could have told us a lot.
I don't know if she's charmable. I don't know if she's living. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, wait, player, did we ever charm someone who was under the effects of the brand? I think we did, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it got overridden though
Yeah.
when he got within range.
You have,
Okay.
but but you never tried to charm someone when like the Archon was nearby.
Right. Interesting.
Well, she's just some powerful Nyxborn general that we have to be scared of. And I know absolutely nothing and have no leads on this satyr of the Fetessan Wilds, but
Kind of like the guy kind of looks at him and is like, "Well, if you're done talking to each other, did you need any help fishing or anything? If you're giving us a free ride, I don't want to have to overstay my welcome."
yes, you can help me fish, and I will go fish and
Alrighty.
fish.
Is that him?
That is, I think that's
There
Poggles.
he is.
Richard Greenan decided to.
Poggles is not happy.
So, Yaros, quick recap of what you missed. Essentially, 1, we're level 7. 2, we started sailing south. We ended up seeing a big fire along the shore. Through some of our checks, we realized that that's probably a very fertile farming village. We decided we were going to go check it out. Zelkos and Acrius sort of snuck ahead, saw that there was a bunch of Minotaur. Well, someone told us there was a Minotaur and a Hydra there. We found that it was an army of Minotaurs with the brands on them. So Acrius took off his bracelet, went in, chatted with their leader, who was that Minotaur Nyxborn you see in chat. And Acrius just kept telling the truth about the situation, which is, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what's going on here. And so eventually got some information out of her before she was like, yeah, I think you're dangerous and you're coming with me. And then he just sprinted the hell out of there. We are now leaving with 5 of the villagers in tow. The rest are heading in fishing boats or hanging back. So we were just talking about this Minotaur Dixborn lady. The other thing you just heard, the satyr of the Setessan Wilds. Apparently, the Hydra was lent to them by either a satyr or the satyr of the Setessan Wilds. Did I miss anything, y'all?
No, that sounds about right. And we've got these 5 not stowaways, but these 5 people we're trying to bring to safety
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
before continuing on our journey.
that's basically it.
Okay. I believe it.
Yeah, we're just heading south, Frank, until we get to whatever
Yeah.
whatever
So,
harbor. we get to.
Travel the rest of the day, and it starts getting dark, and you're still a ways away from Data Harbor at that point. Especially with how you've been sailing. So, I'm assuming you're looking to. Are you gonna sail through? Are you gonna
Try to drop
drop
these boys
anchor?
off. Well, this family off.
That's what I'll ask the captain. I'll be like, so are we sailing through or are we taking a rest?
How close are we to Data Harbor, do I think?
You're gonna have to sail a little bit into the night. You're gonna arrive there pretty early morning if you do so, though, like real early morning.
If it's anything like last time, Data Harbor will be a shit show again as well.
I think we should be rested when we show up to Data Harbor, so we're going to stop
Yeah.
for the night. I'm also going to take this time to cast Find Familiar into Alex's coin. Zelkos' coin.
What's the cooldown on the coin? Do you have it written down? I think it's somewhere deep in my notes.
3 days?
Before I can cast again, or before I can put something in it again?
But you can cast again, was
Okay.
the way it was.
Player D&D Beyond question: if something is archived, what does that mean?
That means since Tasha's, they got rid of a bunch of the old UA stuff. So essentially, you can still keep it for now, but essentially you can't. If you make a new character, you won't be, or if you get rid of that, you won't be able to put it back on your character
That's fine.
unless
It
you make
is
custom.
most likely identical to what it was before. There was only a couple of things.
Yeah.
I don't think my Tandem Tactician got archived, by the way.
That's
Where would
'cause
it say that?
It would be in parentheses next
Yeah,
to it.
to the right of it, like I have a feat called Piercer that's archived, even though a new one's out. That's identical. It says Piercer parentheses archived APT.
Oh, okay, yeah, it is archived. Yeah.
All right. I will take first watch, and I will be in the crow's nest.
I'll do second watch.
Oh wait, fit everyone under the hut. Cam. I will not take the tiny hut. Give it to one of the children or women.
The hut can fit 3rd level spells. Leomans. Display. Yeah, so it can fit 9 creatures of medium size or smaller.
We have 5 and they're 5. So I will be the one to not go in the hut.
Okay.
So that same guy who's real talkative kind of like looks around. He's like, do you need help setting watch? Do you need someone with
Yeah.
my keen eye?
Come stand here for about a minute.
All right, then. Kind
And-
of like wrangle one up. You need all of us? Just need me.
All of you, just stay in this radius here. Just listen to my song, and I'm gonna play the song and have the vines start weaving up out of the deck and make the dome before they sort of fade away and create the dome of force.
As that's going on, they're all kind of like gasping, like, "Oh, ah."
As fellow worshippers of Karametra, I'm sure you can appreciate something like this. And again, apologize for not being able to do more, both for your town and in her name.
They kind of like look at you like, yeah, I mean, Karametra's pretty nice.
I'll chuckle into the yep. Sure is. Sure is. And I'll sing some songs as people are getting ready for bed before passing out myself, and I'll take first watch. Or sorry, the last watch. The first one in the morning so that I can make breakfast while keeping an eye out.
Okay. Yeah, you're gonna go through your general watches here, and you're not gonna. You'll get through all of your watches, with no issue, not harried by anything. When you wake up for the last watch, Alex, this guy is up already. He's like, he sees you wake up, and he sees everyone else. He's like, oh, early to bed, early to rise. Yep.
Yep, let's I'm just gonna make some breakfast and get ready for everyone, and I'll start by summoning my unseen servant and then prepping whatever fish we caught yesterday.
As you go start cooking, this guy's gonna this guy's standing basically on top of you, just like, oh, I wouldn't use those spices. Those won't mesh well with that fish. He just starts commenting as you're cooking and such.
Are they reasonable ones or just like absolute off the cuff bullshit?
No, he's talking as if he believes what he says to be true.
But like I know my shit. Do I think he's like actually onto something, or it's just complete random garbage?
Part of what you're thinking is you're like, really, like that spice with this? I've never tried that. But you to some extent you're like, I guess it could have some flavor to this.
I will at least try a few of his recommendations, but I'll say, yeah, you trust me. I know a few things, and I'll still do a few my way, do a few his way.
All right.
Then we're doing
Slowly,
taste
everyone
testing in the
starts to
morning.
all wake up to the smell of fish. Lots of fish.
All right, I'm hungry. I'm ready to go.
Back to sailing.
The fish spices that this guy recommended, Alex, you try some of them and they're okay. It's a little bland, but he's very adamant about it. He's like, yeah, I'm good, right? Mm-hmm.
A little bland, but thanks for the experiment. It's been a while since I really tried anything, so thanks.
What do you mean bland?
I mean, Canathos, and I'll toss him a fish.
Yeah.
What do you think of this new spice combo? Honest opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely had worse, but not as good as the other ones you've been making.
Good to know. Thanks. And I'll just turn and look this guy like dead in the eyes.
I don't really appreciate the fact that you're criticizing my cooking styles after my entire village got burnt down.
Are you trying to make me feel guilty about the fact that I'm a better cook than you?
I'm not trying.
Wait, I thought your wife was the cook in the family. She made a nice breakfast, you said.
Look, sometimes I like to dabble.
All right, maybe I should ask her about your cooking aptitude.
And I will go.
She shakes her head. She shakes and draws her hand across her neck. Like,
All right, I see.
I'll just
All right, well,
chuckle and nod.
saying it's worth a try to expand your palate. And this conversation goes on far longer than it needs to, as you
I'm gonna start
drawing
commenting
closer to Data Harbor.
as the conversation goes. I'm gonna keep it going, but Zelkos gives himself the challenge of only responding in rhyme, and he's just like pretty much playing a game of making like a big poem out of talking with this guy.
all
Flip
right.
to Data Harbor some hours later, and for the first time in a long time, this looks like a safe place to be. There's no fires.
Can't fool me, DM.
There's no fires. There's
Is it safe or
no
does it look
ruckus.
safe?
It looks safe. There's no fires. There doesn't seem to be any ruckus as you start sailing closer. It seems like everything is well.
Data Harbor is never well. Trap.
Things go. All right, we can go. We should just offload these people.
Yeah,
And then be
I'm
done.
gonna sail in, and we're gonna get these fuckers off my ship.
Well, thank you for your company. Wish you all a safe time, and bye.
They kind of like, are you like at a dock, or are you like dumping them in the sea?
At a dock.
Yeah, make
Okay.
them walk the plank.
And I'll
Okay, I was about to say, you're just kind of like, all right, get out of here, as you just like tip them overboard.
Carmetra watch over you.
They're like, oh, thank you. And we figured there would have been someone. Yeah, okay, bye. As they kind of like step off your ship onto the dock, and they kind of look around awkwardly because there's strangely no one here.
Are we gonna check out it? Let's just get to this
Oh,
temple, man. We
Hold on,
got a
hold on,
job
hold
to
on.
do.
Is there people like?
It's like
Is there
actual
no
ghost
one
town.
anywhere in Dana Harbor?
Obviously dangerous, or obviously weird, or is it just look like a fucking place?
Last time we were here,
So the problem is, the last two times you were here, it was an absolute shit show. So it
Weird.
looks very different from the past two times.
Yeah,
you
but
were
it's
here.
not ghost town
It's
or anything,
normal.
right? It's like
No,
normal.
there's
Okay.
like
We're getting
normal.
the hell out of here. Is what we're
Yeah,
I guess the least normal thing here is you don't really see a military
that's fine.
presence.
That's not a problem. I say, all right, we're here.
Yep, sailing south.
not my harbor, not my problem. That's what I say.
They are.
They start waving away at you all as you leave,
All right,
and
bye,
you
good luck.
proceed. The
Y'all,
guy,
I'm so proud of us. No one asked anyone for anyone's name.
Poggles is now realizing he wants everyone's name.
They're too far.
I was very scared.
No, I'm joking. I don't.
Nope, legitimately, none of you asked for names. I was very scared. Yeah, you keep sailing south. Alright. Let me do a thing.
Did you guys see what I posted in ITT event chat? Balance and Mark's nerfs as well. Sorry, I know it's a little bit of a side thing, but while Frank's rolling.
Rip shade.
Rip me.
What
Yeah.
happened?
No one cares about you.
ITT event chat, some more nerfs.
Oh yeah, so they're not massive.
All right, Frank.
It's gonna take you a while to get there. Like, judging by maps, Voltos, you can tell that if you're going to stick to the coast for as long as possible, and then to open sea, and if you're going to kind of weave between the various islands, it's going to take you upwards of about a week or so to get there, and that's with good seas and no storms. Sans the storm that actually encircles the island, of course.
It's not like we got a choice in the matter.
I'm sorry. Which island are we going to?
The one in the far southwest.
It's on the
I see.
horizon because it's the Horizon Gods island.
While we're sailing there, I'm going to ask the group, how do we plan on getting through the supposed storms that surround this island?
I'm gonna sail through it.
Yeah, we have a sailor.
Oh, okay.
We outran ancient Gregorius. You think we can't run a storm?
Somehow. If our answer is just do it, I accept that answer.
And pray. We're gonna pray too.
They can't hear us.
Well, they hear us sometimes. Did you not get responses earlier? I got some response last time I went to the temple.
Right, a temple where I definitely went.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, since they said the everything stopped, again, it's more like a trickle than a stream now. But it's still there.
Yeah.
They still hear
I
us.
think the gods observe in different ways too.
Very true.
All right, well, let's hope we don't find another Kraken on the way down.
What are
Yeah, you had to say that, didn't you?
Oh god, if we get another Kraken, I'm gonna introduce myself to it.
Listen, as long as Frank doesn't, was it 100 on a D100 or 20 on a D20? I don't even remember what it was.
It's 100. So,
Yeah, I'm praying to Thassa on the way in.
yeah.
Oh, and the
if
storm god.
if you're keeping to the shores, I'm giving you a favorable modification to any general encounter at open sea, because you're not really at open sea then. So it's going to just be a while to get there, but day by day passes, and you start progressing further south and further south until you get to Neolanton here. And this is about where Valtos, okay, this is about where we're gonna have to cross into open sea. And it's been about 3-ish days from this at this point.
Uh-oh.
Where you now know you're gonna have to cross basically into open sea until you can start getting to the Dakra Isles and start weaving between them.
I'll turn to the captain and say, I'm pretty sure we're leaving mainland. What are we gonna do on the open seas? Do you have any tips or ideas?
Keep your eyes open.
Open. All right.
With that, you start your journey in open seas. So now you will lose any positive modifiers to this, and will go as normal.
All right, Frank. YOLO roll it, baby.
Yeah, YOLO, you just go to hell and then come from out of there.
Well,
We're
you
done.
don't die. You fucking go get sent down. Well, I guess do you die? I don't actually know.
I think you die.
So about here. I get to about here, and what's everyone generally doing during the day while you're on the boat?
Sailing.
What besides you? Shut up.
Helping with the boat, exercising, eating.
And just staring into the ocean horizon, doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, prepping meals once time prep meals, otherwise playing some songs from the crow's nest and keeping an eye out.
I did.
Oh. Go first, Earl. So you go first. I'll go second. I have an idea, but you go first.
Oh, I'm just saying, I got rid of purified water, I believe. So if we want that, I can prepare that after the first day.
Probably, because you don't have infinite water. Although, does that turn salt water into drinkable water?
I don't have it up right now.
Do druids get access to what's it fucking called? Enhanced ability?
Yeah, I think so.
Can you grab that one for me?
I could be wrong.
Enhance ability.
Also, Jarls, you can keep the summon Fey spirit thing up for now, because I did not take it this level.
I got rid of it because it was archived, right?
No, it's archived, but it's also the
There's
same.
a new one.
So it's actually
grab-
in Tasha's as opposed.
Player,
Yeah.
I didn't want to have to deal with another token or stats.
I see. Well, maybe
Yeah.
next level I will take it again.
Frank, periodically over this journey, I want to fish up a fish and just cast, speak with animals on it and talk to it just to see what's going on.
And if he catches seaweed, I want to
Classic.
speak with plants.
So this checks
Al-
out.
Also, if he is struggling, like if the fish is fighting while he is while it's within 30 feet of us, I'm gonna cast animal friendship on it using the flute, so that it knows that we mean it no harm, even though we have a hook in its mouth.
Basically, just want to ask it if it's seen anything fun. We don't need to RP any of this unless you somehow roll something I don't actually know. But I'm gonna ask it if there are like some underground ruins or a kraken or some weird activity recently. And if they're all just like, nah, man, nah, I'm just gonna let them go.
Asking about a kraken, he says. Tempting
Oh,
fate,
I
say.
like this, actually. I like this a lot.
Because what if
Okay.
he's like, yo, there's some weird ruins that are rising from the ocean? I'm like, yo, stop the fucking boat.
Yeah, I like this. Okay, cool. So about on this day here, when you're about here on the map, you pull up
That's for the fresh day.
Poggle's
Ooh.
champion.
You don't really pull up any fish. It's kind of like the seas are pretty calm, But you are basically all of you are able to make this out because of the calm seas. You can see wakes being made on either side of your ship. It seems like something's kind of swimming alongside your ship. And you can see, after a period of time of just kind of being on guard and looking at these, your ship's being flanked on either side by hippocamps, which kind of like seahorses, but not seahorses. They're just actual horses, but with gills, stuff and such.
I'm pretty sure those things aren't. Those things are friendly. They don't attack people.
I'm gonna shout out to them and say, hello! How are you?
They don't really talk.
I
Are you using speak with animal or?
I'm about to use my talk to anyone thing. Where is that? I will use the ability.
Well, I can turn to you and say, hey, I have no use for spell slots, so if you want me to talk to them, I can.
How do I feel about being flanked by hippocampi?
You're a sailor. You probably know if it's like a bad omen or like.
That's my question.
So
Yeah.
I target at all of them, 5 of them, and so now they can understand me, and I say it again.
Sorry, I didn't mean to click that. But that's where my brain is right now.
And what do you ask them?
Hello, how are you? See if they can try to
You
respond
kind of
back.
get every other word as they're kind of head above water, then underwater. You get a, hi, we are doing well. How are you?
So far, so good. We're looking for an isle cloaked in storms. Hopefully, it'll be safe. I don't know if you have any advice for us.
Uh, they kind of keep doing the same deal. Horizon, Isle, yeah, you're fine. Keep going. Good luck with the storm.
Well, thank you. They were nice.
I'm very confused.
Yeah, Valthos, have you seen Hippocampus just flank a ship for some reason?
Frank, have I?
Yeah,
Maybe.
it's a pretty common thing.
Is it like something people worry about, or is it like good omen, bad omen?
Little of everything. It can be either or.
Okay, so I'm
They're
indifferent.
they're Thassa's second favorite.
Oh, really?
Thassa's-
They're actually Thassa here? 'Cause I was gonna say
Behind
there's no
what's their first?
Poseidon.
What's Thassa's first favorite? By
Kraken.
the way.
Oh, Krakens.
Yeah.
She loves Krakens.
Okay.
Who
Okay.
doesn't?
Me.
Me.
This guy.
Big fear. I almost lost
She
my
loves
best friend to
Krakens.
Kraken.
They are her second favorite marine animal. It's not that it's a bad thing. You as a sailor look at this and you're like, yeah, this
Just like
this
dolphins.
isn't bad. It's just kind of like seeing dolphins, right? This is basically the closest thing that we would have to dolphins in Theros.
True, yeah.
Wait, 0 out of 10. You're telling me there's no dolphins in Theros?
No.
Oh.
But yeah, they're known for their luxurious meat, I guess.
Whoa.
People pay well for their meat.
I'm gonna headcanon that Zelkos does not know that.
Does Zelkos not?
I don't know. I don't know if I want to know. Let's say he willfully forgot.
Okay, alright, that's fine. Zelkos can willfully forgot that.
All right, well,
Voltos knows.
I'm gonna keep fishing, and yeah.
Sure. Oh, that's gonna happen.
Honey.
It's about here. After another day's trip. Perception from all of you.
Oh, okay.
Voltus, you have advantage?
I do
Advantage
not.
on
I do
this?
not have
Oh,
advantage.
that's not great.
Here I am. Comes to save the day.
Had to happen eventually. Poggles. Click the button.
What the fuck are you
Perception.
saying? The rules.
Perception.
Canada has good rules.
Unlike Falcon. You're saving
This
it
is
for campus.
evening of the day of the hippocampi, right? Or is it the
Yes.
next? Okay.
You all unmistakably see very dark storm clouds. Kind of. They're heading in your general direction. They're coming from the south, kind of blowing up north.
I'm getting Sea of Thieves flashbacks.
All right, so that means the island's probably close, right?
No, these storms are moving towards us. So unless the island's moving with us, then it wouldn't be the island.
I mean,
What are
Dawson
our
moves
options?
islands, right?
We don't have any options. We ride out the storm.
All right.
Any part of the ship you want me to protect with a hut rather than using the hut for the evening?
No, but is there? So are there islands near us, Franklin?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look for a nice spot to shelter from the storm.
Literally right north of you.
Okay.
Sure. So, yeah, you could find a nice little cove, I guess, where you can bring your ship in for the night.
That is the plan.
Well, I like that. So yeah, as you bring the ship in, find this nice place, this nice cove to bring her in, and you hear that storm. You just hear that storm outside. It sounds nightmarish. Very happy that you're able to get away from that for the evening. And yeah, you're able to ride out the storm here with relative ease for the evening.
Are we like attached to land, or are we just? No, sorry. Are we like right adjacent to land, or are we kind of not at all?
We're like in a cove, right?
You're in like a cove.
Was it like a big island cove or just like one lone rock in the water?
This is like a small island. A real
I'm gonna
small island.
investigate inside the cove. Come on, Acreus.
Yeah, that's
It's
what I want.
storming outside.
Yeah, so we'll stay in the cove.
All right, not my problem.
Coast and I are exploring the cove.
Anyway,
It's also
speak on the
night.
problem, though.
It's also night and it's storming, and you want to go swimming.
No.
Yeah, maybe not. How far is it from?
They're going inward a little bit. They're kind of like exploring.
I guess how far is it to get from the boat to land in
Very
this
small
cove?
island.
All right, I will stay
Small
safe and wise.
Oh, it's night. Is it nighttime right now? Are we about to go?
Oh, it is.
All right. I will take first watch, as is tradition, and on my watch, I will explore a little cove.
How do you get off the boat?
I must not. Someone visualize what we are in our head.
You're in a cove.
So it'd be
You're
stormy
like-
water at the base of the boat, and then there's no way to really like swim
I
safely
see
anywhere.
that Tommy wants to walk around and investigate. And I'll...
Last, where is this?
Water walks you.
Less than an
When does this
hour.
last?
An hour.
Let's just imagine the hazard of water walking in stormy seas. By the way,
It's really funny.
What
picture
happens?
this in your mind.
What happens when the water, like, yeah, what
Goes
happens?
vertical, you fall.
Is that what happens?
Yeah, you'd pretty much be like skittering over the water.
Yeah, that's fine. I also think.
Yeah, you have a component pouch. That's the hand wavy option.
Yeah, you have the component patch. You're fine.
All right. Well, here's what we can do, Poggles. You can cast it to me. This is Tommy and accurately speaking, you can cast it as a ritual. And back into character, I will say, "Oh, thanks, Poggles. Can we just test this to see if I can even walk on the water without like getting dunked? Because I think the water might be too choppy."
Here,
Well,
take this rope.
I'm going to sleep. Good night. I'm taking a second watch. I'm taking a nap. Good luck.
Did I don't know. Is this concentration? No.
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 Oh, okay. I'm gonna just see if I can walk on this really choppy water, Frank, or will it absolutely dunk
I'm
me?
gonna toss you a rope too to hold,
Poggles does not care.
or maybe tie around your. We'll tie it around your wrist.
Fine, yeah, tie it around my wrist.
Yeah, so as you're walking on the choppy water, and as Zelko watches you kind of do so, yeah, you can tell this is gonna be a little tricky, but you're not terribly far off from the rocky shore that you're on, and you feel like you can make it there if you're real careful.
Okay. I'm just gonna do that and do a quick looks over to see if I see anything weird or new or interesting, and if there's nothing pretty close, I'm just gonna say fucking go back to the boat.
Okay. So no, you don't really find anything here. It's kind of give me a knowledge nature, if you wouldn't mind.
Okay. They're all 0 anyway, I think. I hit history.
Boom. Okay. You kind of, as you're going about looking at this little tiny rock of an island, it's a little weird. There's something not quite right about it. There's like no trees.
Oh,
It's
no.
just kind of a craggy, rocky island. And it's a little weird. As you kind of look on the horizon a little bit, using your dark sight and being able to try and squint a bit through the storm and the rain that's pelting you, it's a weird line of islands almost that all have kind of this craggy rock surface, which is unlike a bunch of the other islands you had seen coming into this area.
Is it like the spine of a creature?
I don't know, is it?
Do I see any sort of signs of life anywhere on this island? Footprints, like anything whatsoever? Dens, huts, eggshells, like something.
No,
Nothing lives on this island.
no.
What is the ground just rocks? Is it soil, grass?
It's rocky. It's kind of
Rocky.
rocky.
Can I just pick up a decent sized rock?
Yeah, I mean, you see like a rock next to you. It's pretty decently sized. Something that you've been able to pick up in the past, definitely.
Yeah, I'm gonna go try
Uh,
to pick that up.
yeah, go give me a strength check on that.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you try with all your might, and you cannot seem to make this budge.
And that
It just is not. It is not
and that's
budging.
really weird, right? Because normally I should just be able to pick up a little rock.
Yeah, you'd normally be able to pick something like this up.
Okay. Well, I don't want to die, so I'm just gonna head back and explain my findings to Zelkos, who's there.
Do you describe the all the other islands you saw?
Yeah.
I wonder if these
I'll
are like
describe.
the bones
Yeah, I'm
of
gonna
some long dead thing.
Maybe I don't know any. I mean, I could make some sort of. I already made my id check, so I describe it and I'll be like, Zelkos, do you have any idea what this is?
Can I make like a history or nature check to see like what I to think if my hunch is something that's feasible?
Yes.
14.
Same as me, boy.
But I like have an idea.
I'll actually give you advantage on this.
A 19.
Give you an advantage on this because of your general background. Yeah, you've heard stories of a particularly interesting site on the open seas, of a city that just kind of moves around, on the back of a kraken or a leviathan of sorts, and you realize it's not terribly far-fetched that there are things large enough out here to essentially make up moving, living islands. So yeah, to you, you hear this and you're like, oh,
I will tell
that's a
it like a
distinct
ghost.
possibility.
I'll tell it almost like a ghost tale. Like tell of like this mysterious village that was there and then gone, and now it's believed to come
Yo,
back from Kraken.
maybe there's something valuable or something. Like there has to be something cool about this.
Oh yeah, we should definitely check it out in the morning. Also, we might not be where we think we are in the morning, so we'll probably need to remind Valtos to be wary with his navigation if this is something that moves in the night.
Well, I'll take first watch and I'll watch the island.
I'll be up and cook a breakfast.
Your watch goes by, no issue. The storm comes and goes throughout the night, kind of like pelts down on your ship a bit, and you can hear really loud cracks of thunder and the hull of your ship kind of creaking and groaning as the waves kind of crash up against it, and the wind swells and all that. But you're able to make it through the evening pretty easily. Very little issue. Then you wake up, and you all rise, and your watches are done, and you get your rests.
Right.
Hell, for the sake of it, if you would like to carry over your portents, I'll allow you to do so because you're literally not getting any use out of them, unless
I just enjoy
something
rolling
happens,
dice, alright?
but-
You calm down.
Roll it. Roll it.
Double ones, double ones.
Also, if I wanted to hang on to it, I could just not long rest. At no
True.
consequence. But I want to fucking roll dice.
Well, the consequence would be start to get exhaustion.
Oh,
Eh.
good. That's good. That's good. That's good.
No, there's no consequence. What are you talking about?
If you don't long rest, you start to get exhausted.
Where's that?
It's just like an obvious thing. You can't just not sleep.
Show me the rule.
Okay, I'll go find it.
Is Ellen elf?
No.
Let's meditate. Hey,
But I rolled. I have a 19 out of 10 now.
sure. Yeah, you get up and it's clear seas.
Is the island there?
Oh yeah, the island's there.
Yeah, I'll mention over breakfast to Valtos my theory and say, I don't know if you might want to navigate extra hard once the stars come out tomorrow, because there's a chance we moved somewhere else.
To say, is there a reason why we just moved ourselves a bit north there?
Yeah, because you moved somewhere else.
Okay.
Yeah, you can tell upon like really getting up and looking around that the islands are not. You're definitely still in the same cove, but there's no islands out in front of you as there were, and you can't really make out the same landmarks that there were prior when you came to dock in said cove.
So, what do you think? Are we somewhere else?
I think we're somewhere else.
Oh boy.
Got blown off course.
What? I
More
think that
magical.
island was part of a creature that moved us off course.
Or it's just magical.
Or both.
It's weird. It's weird out here.
Yeah, should we just not dock? Like, if we're just gonna keep getting sent back.
Well,
Well, we
we're
probably
gonna
would have
leave,
gotten
and
shipwrecked if we'd.
as the storm was moving south to north, we're going to start by sailing south.
Alright, let's go. Same thing, Frank. Fish some
Same
random
deal.
fish. Asking them random shit. If nothing happens, you know, the same shit.
Sure.
I have an RP thing I want. At some point, I'm gonna
Cool.
corner Canathos.
Okay.
And ask him. So, you ever gonna tell us the full story of how you met your wife?
Uh. Mm, yeah, at some point, but don't we have bigger things on our mind right now?
I mean, we've been sailing for days with nothing going on. I figure I'm usually the one telling the stories. Why don't we hear some
Yeah,
more from
I'm
you?
much more interested in this Leviathan that we're chasing.
Yeah,
And
well,
like player, he's a little like he's kind of dodging the thing.
all right. Sorry to pry. He'll sort of chuckle and get back to singing songs.
One of the fish you pull up is a puffer fish.
Okay, I don't want to
This
get.
isn't going to end well.
I don't want to get pricked, so I'm just going to like.
Put him in the
As
bucket.
as you pull it up, it starts to inflate, and you hear it say to you, "Don't eat me."
I turn to Zelkos and say, I heard that those are a rare delicacy if you prepare them correctly.
Do I know how to prepare these correctly, Frank? Proficient in cook's utensils and
He's
nature.
from the sets and wilds.
You're not really familiar with puffer fish.
Oh yeah, but I
How to
mean, I
prepare
traveled
puffer
all up and down the boot.
fish. You feel like you can figure it out. How hard could it
Uh,
be?
before you eat this man, I need to ask him some questions, and I'll just ask him the game of the questions, Frank. And if he has anything interesting, let me know. If he doesn't, let me know.
He starts by saying, "Please don't eat me."
I won't.
Ends
eat
by
you.
saying, "Please don't eat me." But somewhere in between, he'll answer your question.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna eat him because I don't want to eat a fish that could potentially kill me, even if it's prepared by Zelkos.
What question you have to ask?
What a lack of trust.
Uh, any strange activity recently? Are there any like weird ruins nearby? Is there anything we should be scared of sailing around here? Stuff, just general things like that. And those three specifically, if you need specific questions.
Kind of looks up at you and is like, "I mean, you shouldn't be sailing here in the first place. These islands are protected
Protected by who? Protected by what?
by the gods. You're not supposed to be here."
How do you know that? You're a pufferfish.
I'm wiser than I look.
I know. You're very handsome too.
Uh, he's like, "Well, look, these islands are protected by Thassa, Krufix, and Karanos. They're every time you stay here, if you don't sail straight through, you get pushed further and further back towards Meletis, because the tides always flow straight towards Meletis."
Oh, that's actually very helpful information, sir. What should I call you?
My name's Ferdinand.
Ferdinand? That was extremely helpful, and for that, I will let you go.
Thank you for not eating me.
You're welcome, friend.
And he
All
just
right.
kind of gets, you plop him back in, and as he floats on the surface and then just deflates and sinks down.
All right. We gotta go a straight shot through here, boys. This fish said these islands are protected, and if you don't make a straight shot, you keep getting pushed back to whatever city you said, Frank. I don't remember what city you said,
Meletus.
but so
Well, Captain.
what was that, Alex?
I said,
think
well,
you-
well, Captain. Next time we see the
said
storm, are we
BRB.
sailing through? Ah, big rip.
Oh wait, he didn't hear that either. Holy shit.
Which is why it's been taking you a generally long period of time getting here, because it should have been around 8 days, and so far it's been 6. And you're basically where you started, or at least where you
Right.
rested that evening.
All right, so we
El's
gotta
in.
go, boys.
I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Sorry.
Well, I fished up a fish. Al, Frank, you explain it.
The pufferfish said that these islands are protected by 3 gods, and that if you don't, that if you stay in these waters, the current or other things will pull you back towards Meletis, as these lands are protected.
Yeah, but the gods aren't really working anymore, so fuck that.
Well, last night, exactly what he described happens. So, would you like to try it again?
Yeah, let's try it again.
Look at the
Okay.
crew and say, "Are you guys buying this? That seems really dumb."
To make a straight shot towards the storm.
No, to just do what we just did to get pushed back again because the captain doesn't want to sail through.
Doesn't want to sail through. What are you talking about? I want to sail through.
What? Wait, no. I want to
I'm
sail
confused!
through. You just said you want to rest.
No,
That's what you just said.
I
Are
said
you
let's try it
gaslighting
again.
me?
Okay. You're saying the thing that happened last time, us sailing in there, didn't work, and I'm saying let's go sail
I'd
in
say
there again.
no. What he said is if you
I
rest.
think we're agreeing. I
You
think
you are both
yeah,
solidly
we
agreeing.
We're agreeing.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
yelling in
Let's
agreement at each other.
Yeah,
So are you
let's not
gaslighting
rest.
me? Hold on.
We don't want to
Okay.
rest. Let's go through.
Let's go.
Alright. You start sailing, or you continue sailing. You're sailing through the night,
Oh yeah.
torches out. You can take rests, etc., but El, you're awake, or Valtos, you're awake. Anyone who wants to stay up with you and keep you company or help you out may do so.
I will.
I'd like to know who.
I will spend the day learning more of the ropes in order to take over, so we can take some naps, and like learning when to wake him up, when to handle it, etc. So that's gonna be the focus of the day.
We'll just hang out doing nothing.
So you're all able to kind of like pitch in, help Valtos man the ship, get everything going, and really, I guess, run it in shifts until you are able to get to about here. And when you get to about here, perception check not necessary, you see this monstrous storm. And as you were sailing towards it, you can very strangely tell that it isn't moving. It's just kind of focused in a general area in front of you.
All right, this might be the island.
This is the island.
All right, we're sailing straight through.
Poggles.
We did it.
I'm gonna need the thing now.
What thing?
Enhanced ability intelligence, please.
Oh yeah, I didn't change that.
Fuck. Well, that's fine.
You're a smart captain. I have faith in you.
Yeah, you
I
don't
don't
need it.
Yeah.
I cast water walking on him. Just kidding.
You probably maybe should cast ritual water walking on us every hour while we're awake, just in case something terrible happens.
Nah,
People.
we'll be fine. I'm not gonna offend Valtos. That's the last thing I want to do right now.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hang out and just look around to see if I see anything. And I guess we're sailing
We're sailing
through.
through.
All right. Give me 1 second. Let's pull up you. Let's pull up you. Okay. As you go into the storm, this is a storm unlike any other you've experienced, Baltos. It feels as if it's not so much choppy seas in a random way. You know, the waves are crashing in random ways. They almost seem to be just pushing you away, pushing your ship out back where you came from. It's relatively hard to control your ship at this point. I'm gonna need a
Give me the storm table. Give me the fucking storm table, Frank. Let's go.
No, it's a magical storm. They have to believe to go through. It's a secret
no.
storm.
We're doomed
Fuck,
then.
what?
Just do what you were saying, Frank.
Sorry, Frank. Go.
Yeah.
Sorry, go.
So I'm gonna ask you to make a couple checks. People can assist you in them, and when people assist you in them, they can add. They'll be able to give you advantage and add a d4 to what you're doing. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna need you to make a. I need you to make an int check, followed by a wisdom check, followed by a nature check. Just a nature check. For all three of these, only one of your crewmates, party members, can assist you. When they assist you, you'll get the advantage if they roll above a 10, but you will automatically get a d4 from them. So they have to make a corresponding check. They roll above a 10, you get advantage, but they'll also give you an added d4. So go down the line. Give me an intelligence check.
All right. So
Whoever
flat
wants to
Who's
assist
smart?
I'm not smart, so I'm not.
I think
doing
it's
anything.
Canathos, right?
Yeah, I will. I'll do if you wait.
No. You're just assisting me.
Yeah,
Oh
but
yeah, I'll
you're
definitely. Yeah.
Did you? I think Frank, to receive Canathos' help, Canathos has to roll d20 and roll above a 10. Correct?
To
Yes,
receive
you have to roll a
advantage.
d20 and roll above a 10.
But do we add our
Or-
stats in the relevant thing?
Yes. Yes, and the relevant thing you will roll your stats plus the d20. If you get above a 10, Voltos will receive advantage, but you will also roll a d4, and he will get that added onto his score.
Right.
Okay.
So Jarls can do the wisdom. Krishna can do
Mhm.
the int. I assume I'm stuck for nature with a +3, unless you have higher, Tommy.
I don't have nature. I have animal handling.
I also have a +3 for nature.
But you said only one person
Wait.
can help with each thing.
Total.
Oh.
One total. So we have to figure out where we want to spend it.
No, we get to each person can only help once.
Poggles, do you have nature?
Poggles is
I have
+5
+4
wisdom.
on nature.
But don't you have a
Wisdom-
+5 wisdom?
The wisdom is the most likely to fail, so I'm handling
I
that
have
one
plus-
myself.
I
You
have
don't need to worry about
+5
that.
Oh.
wisdom.
Big port and energy. Okay.
Okay.
Or is it on saving throws you're talking about?
Just wisdom.
Oh, I have +5.
But yeah, if you're porting, then that's fine.
Okay. So should I
then-
roll my? So roll a d20 for int, right?
Roll int.
20 for
on the
int.
top. Yeah, on the top, just click int and then click roll in D&D Beyond.
All right, I will lift.
So
You whiffed. Okay. You know what? Maybe we're doing
Okay.
it this way.
Can you do it after the roll? Oh, well, you technically haven't rolled yet.
I have not rolled yet, so I'm going to take my 19 in intelligence plus a d4. So 24 plus a d4.
So give us a d4. Doesn't matter who rolls it. You just get a d4.
I got a d4. I got 25. 25 on the int check.
You feel as if, through Canathos' guidance alongside yours, you were able to somewhat see a path that you should take in order to get through this storm. Your next check.
Wisdom, lads.
that's Jarls. Jarls, you need to click wisdom on the top and then click roll in D&D Beyond. Oh my!
Shit.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
you're doing this freehand, boy.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to use Bardic Inspiration on Valtos.
Is that possible on this?
Why not?
Sure, it's a roll, right?
I'm singing a song through this entire storm.
What's the size of your
Your
Bardic
D8.
Inspiration die?
D8.
D8, okay.
And if you fail, you keep it.
Yikes.
So you get an additional D8 on that.
Yep. We'll keep it for 10
Oh
minutes, I
my
should say.
God, we got
And you get a
below
D1, or you get a D4 on top of that.
So it's
Wait,
12.
whoa, whoa,
So you have a
why
grand
did
total of
you
13.
D4? You all failed the check.
No, you
You
always
said
get it.
auto D4 because you have someone
You
helping.
always get the D4, but you don't
Oh.
get the advantage.
I thought it was you get double or nothing. You get the advantage and
No. You always get the D4, but you don't get the advantage.
Do I need to roll a 1d4 as well?
No, it's fine. Bell did it. You feel like this storm is a bit turbulent, and despite Poggles' best help in trying to provide you with any druidic guidance to get through this, this seems so unnatural that it doesn't seem as if any wisdom he can impart on you can help you navigate through this any safer. A last check, please.
So I'm going to inspire him again, I guess, because more than
That
10
one
minutes
failed,
later.
for
Or
what it's worth. So if that one failed,
Is this
you would
with-
still have it.
is
Correct?
this? Yeah, is it within 10 minutes?
Yeah, these are like the back-to-back checks.
Okay.
Somebody else has to roll wisdom though again, by the way.
I
for
guess.
his nature.
What is Tommy? What's your nature? It's plus
Oh,
0.
not nature. Sorry, int.
I don't have nature. I have animal handling.
Right, but what's your? Because I can give someone else a D8, or I can just give myself a plus 3
For nature or for wisdom?
for nature. Wait, are we back to wisdom? You said?
So it is a nature roll, so it's int.
Yeah.
I have plus 0 nature, so I don't.
All right,
For me,
I'll just roll then. There you go.
I got advantage.
You have advantage. You have a 19
Plus
plus
D4.
D4.
20.
You have a 20. Okay. With Zelkos' guidance and just an inherent knowledge that you shouldn't have of the seas, but you picked it up on your travels, on waves breaking and singing shanties on board ships that were in similar storms, or what could be considered similar storms. You're able to point out waves as they're breaking and really lend as much assistance to Voltos as possible in trying to get through this. Voltos. I'm gonna have you take the last check, which no one can assist you on. I need you to make a perception check.
Can I inspire him?
You can inspire him.
I'm
but
still
no one
inspired.
can assist. Yes, actually, Voltos would still be inspired
Sweet.
from the previous one back. So you must make a perception check.
Shit.
you could take the 10 and the D8.
That's what I'm thinking about doing. So that's probably what I'm going to do. We're going to take the 10 for 14 plus D8.
Okay, roll me the d8.
Ooh.
17.
Ooh, okay.
Wait, no,
Um,
10 plus 4. No, 21.
21, yeah. 21, good. So, with everyone assisting you, and Acrius cheering and screaming from the crow's nest, you're able to see a clear path in front of you. And you're able to make out what looks like a small island out in front of you, and what looks like clear seas. And you just zone in and go. And after what seems like hours of the ship just getting battered and beaten, you cross a threshold and you see the sun again. And it's almost like walking through a door. You walk out of the storm and into, well, just the eye of it. And you see before you this small island with a temple sitting atop it. And just the familiar sky above you, but it's a little starry. And you've made it through the storm in front of you, and the island is there.
We're here, lads. Nice job, Valtos.
I am tired.
And
I am going to
don't.
park the ship and go to sleep. As I've been up for 48 hours. And then
Right.
just did that.
I'm gonna set up the hut for everyone. We'll keep eye out.
I mean, y'all can do stuff.
Bro, I wanna check out this fucking island. What?
I
What's the
wanna
man?
protect this man who just got us through here.
Velkos, I think if Acris is checking out the island, you should go with him.
You're right.
I'll
I
hold
just-
down the fort here.
I just want to see what's there.
All
I
right,
want to know what the fuck where are we? What's going on?
let's go. I think I figured out a new trick. If we get in any trouble, I can calm someone down.
Okay, so we're not trying to kill people, right?
No, Poggles, you want to come?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
As we're dismounting, I will ask. Okay, so
Oh,
what do we know
wait.
about this island?
Disembarking.
Are we
Uh,
dismount?
Are you mounting the ship currently?
No.
Are you
but-
embarking the
okay.
ship currently? Kind of.
I mean, I don't know. You could use dismount that way, man. What?
Mm,
You can't dismount a ship, no.
You can't only dismount a mount.
You can't with a ship, though.
Right, but what L said is you can.
Let's have this argument another time. We'll have daylight savings time mixed in. It'll be
Fuck
great.
you. You said you could only dismount a mount. That's wrong.
D-
I wanna talk
dismount
about
is
daylight
used
savings.
typically, if not with a mount, something that has a similar thing to
I
a
regret
mount.
everything.
So like a bicycle, remove something from its mounting. Or like when you get off, like you finish a floor exercise, like getting off of a place. But I don't think you can do that with a boat.
if you can dismount a balance beam, I feel like you can dismount a boat.
You really can't because the scale is different.
Fair.
Like if you could dismount a
Um,
surfboard.
Yeah, you wouldn't
This is all
dismount a
my fault.
plane.
I am sorry, Franklin.
It's okay. We're good. All right. So continue what you're doing before the interlude, the
Hold
dismount.
on. Before we do that, Theros chat, number one thing, this definition for dismount, read the last part.
A light from a horse, bicycle, or other thing that one is riding.
Yes, that is not a boat. That is literally what I
You can go for a boat ride, can't you?
So, okay, if you are talking about like those pedal boats, like the duckies in the river, you can dismount that. You cannot dismount a ship.
Are you talking you can't ride a ship?
You're not riding a ship. You are riding you can ride like a pedal boat, right? You can't ride a ship.
I don't know why you can't
I feel
ride
I feel like
ship.
if someone was inviting me onto their yacht, they'd be like, "You want to go for a boat ride on my yacht?"
Yeah, but that's not the same thing. You're not riding it. You're going for a ride. You are not riding it. Those are
Ah.
I'm gonna get a cheese
Okay.
stick while my character sleeps.
like if you are straddling a boat, then yes, but you are not straddling a ship. That's why I said like those pedal duck boats. You could definitely dismount.
All right, I'm gonna keep close to Acreus. If he starts running, I'm gonna start running. If otherwise, I'm gonna keep pace them.
Okay.
Keep an
Are
eye
you
out.
asking any questions amongst anyone else on the boat prior to disembarking, or?
No.
Okay. Yeah, the island before you is pretty small, actually. The only thing of note on it that you can see are a couple of, looks like fields, like plots of land for what you can tell, or at very least what Zelkos can tell at a glance, is growing vegetables, and this somewhat large temple structure. You have to walk up a general spiraled pathway to get up there. But after a brief period of time, just kind of walking uphill, the three of you get to the temple. And are able to just kind of see the general entrance and see the general structure of it. the very least.
What god do we think it is made for?
You know from what Valtos said that stories are this is a joint temple to both Keranos and
Crufix.
Krupix. Two gods of knowledge and wisdom of a different type. Each of them a different type, respectively. Anyway, Krufix with deeper knowledge and deeper levels of wisdom, and Keranos with a more spontaneous and inspired knowledge. Generally put, you know from legend that the two don't generally get along, so knowing that this is a temple that's jointly devoted to both of them is what you would consider to be a great anomaly. But the storm protecting the island, as well as the sky above you and the location of it, definitely, as you can tell, lends that story and myth in of itself to be somewhat true.
Sure. A secret hidden in a storm is definitely fits.
Yes.
Alright, I'm gonna look for some stairs to walk up and check the place out sneakily. Well, not sneakily.
You don't really have any issue finding that. As I said, none of this is really guarded. You managed to best the guard, as it were.
Mhm.
So you managed to get past the front door. You're basically already in the house. Yeah, this spiral path just leads straight up to the temple. There's nothing really to worry about here. You're not really getting the feeling that there's any harm or danger here.
Head on in.
Sure. You should have movement in your character.
Oh, I scrolled too high, so I didn't even see the spiral.
The door is simple wood. Doesn't even really appear to be locked as you kind of are able
I
to easily
knock?
push it in.
Oh, I would have knocked first.
Sure. You can give it a knock.
But if no one responds after a minute, I will push it in.
Yeah, nobody responds. It's a general lack of response from anyone inside.
I'm gonna walk in and kind of shout out, "Hello? Anyone home?" And look around.
So you see this upon walking in. A somewhat mosaic tile floor beneath you with what concentric circles overlapping each other and general symbology that if you want to give me a history, we can see if you recognize, but...
Hey, do any of you recognize this? As I'll point down and think, because I don't.
What am I making? History?
Yep.
What are these rolls tonight?
We left our historian on the boat.
My hero.
Know what those are?
Acreus, from your knowledge of working with relatively closely, or closer than many of your other crew members have with gods, these are general celestial body outlines that you can recognize to be somewhat associated with practitioners of Perfix. Big thing about horizons and space as it is.
These are Krufix-esque circles.
That checks out.
The area you're in is somewhat depressed in. You walk up the stairs, and there's another set of stairs that leads further up, almost as if this is an area prayer is held in. As you walk up the second set of stairs, you can see A bunch of tables and books just kind of thrown about and loosely stacked.
As I head up, I'll say I found a library of some sort, and Poggle's keep an eye out for any sort of secret doors or anything. And I'm gonna go grab a random book. Or at least I'm gonna go walk down and start reading the spines. If they have spines that are labeled.
Some of them don't have spines, but they're just kind of... They don't have spines that are labeled, or a vast majority of them don't really have spines that are labeled, but there are a number of books that their covers are labeled with various texts that seem more closely associated with records than anything else. It's almost like there's an entire compilation of history texts that are just here on these tables.
Sort of read out what I'm seeing.
While you are standing here, the flight of stairs here lead up to an orrery.
Neat. Do we have any idea what this thing is?
I'm going to venture... You can give me just a straight knowledge roll if you would like.
Would Poggles
Straight int check.
know?
Mhm.
Being stars.
Poggles will give you advantage on it.
Okay, intelligence.
Go big, go big.
Is it the one at the top I roll?
Yes.
Mhm.
He didn't go big.
I went medium.
Poggles did roll higher. Yeah, Poggles, you look up at this, and while you're looking up at this, some parts of it looks generally familiar to you. And while you're looking up at it, both Acrius and Zelkos, with your... Let me check something. I'm sure Acrius can do this. I gotta see if Zelkos can.
So my passive perception is 12, passive insight investigation is 11, and passive insight is 14.
Sure. Acrius, you standing behind Poggles, looking up at this orrery, can make out kind of a very similar layout between this orrery and the various patterns and stars inlaid in Poggles' shell.
Poggles, that shape is the same shape that's on your shell.
Yeah. I'm very interested. I'm gonna start just walking around it and kind of just staring at it, confused.
As you're walking around, you get a glimpse into the next room over. These celestial bodies that are inlaid into the floor kind of start meshing into what looks like lightning inlaid into the tiles. And you start hearing a sound. It's a very familiar sound, actually, almost like blowing wind and crackling thunder, as you get to right about where you are, Poggles.
Mm-hmm.
And you can feel the wind being blown from this general area.
I think I'm just gonna keep walking forward. I'm just gonna keep moving, kind of look back, see people moving behind me. I assume you guys are just staring and following.
I'm gonna actually look for... He's gonna think for a second to look for books on shears and then be like, oh, I'll get the smart people to do that later, and then goes and follows Poggles.
As you walk into this room, like I said, you're kind of like buffeted by wind. And as you get closer and closer to this little crack, this little doorway here, you are able to look in here and see a very peculiar sight, something I dare I say, have likely never seen before. It's a small, isolated storm. right in this very temple, as rain just kind of is constantly pouring down and creating almost a reservoir of water here, constantly refilling itself and just kind of existing here as a small isolated storm.
I like to do like a nature check on it.
Sure.
I don't know if there's anything else I'd get from that. Well,
This is not natural. You know this to be not natural, and you can tell somewhat that this must be divine in nature. You're able to tell that it's divine in nature somewhat because it feels very close to what you would describe as a feeling of home, Poggles. It feels very natural to you, whereas other people around you might not find it natural.
I'm just kind of staring without saying a word. Just kind of frozen looking through this crack.
Boggles, you doing okay? What's in there?
Come look. I don't know how to explain this.
That. Wow. That's incredible. Akers, take a look.
It is
So
a
is-
it's magical storm.
Looks like it. Wonder if it's
I don't
in.
think it's only magical. I think this is something from the gods.
It could be. Let's explore this temple some more.
I don't know. I think there was a door down here, so I'm gonna walk over
There was
here.
actually a set of stairs right
Is-
next to you. I didn't actually clear it
Is
properly.
this the staircase?
No.
This the staircase?
That's like a little closet.
I'm gonna open
The
the
stairs
closet.
are right there.
Oh, I see.
For you,
Yeah,
for you.
I see. What the
Uh,
fuck?
What's in the closet?
A broom and a chair.
What's the chair's name?
Not everything in here has to be whimsical and magic. Boggles, as you walk up the stairs, you see a telescope, which is kind of strange, noting that there's no windows here. It's pointed straight up, and as you look up to the ceiling, you can tell that there's also no hole in the ceiling. So it's somewhat strange that you see this large spyglass set up. But what's more interesting is the fact that on the ground you see a bunch of papers that are strewn about with random writings on them. And it looks like it's kind of between writings and drawings, and the drawings seem like they're star maps, or they're almost like dots that are connected to one another in such a way as to form some types of constellations. And that's really what populates this room here.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna kind of just look around. I don't think I'm gonna. What would I roll to like look at these? Investigation or insight?
I'd have you roll investigation for this.
I regret staying behind. This looks cool.
You didn't have to. The only one that had to stay behind was me.
I know. But I can't go to a Crewfix thing without my Crewfix mentor.
Yes, you can.
Poggles, you're able to make out that these constellations, these dots and lines drawn together, they make out constellations that you note are very similar to constellations you've seen before as the depictions of the pantheon. And they're laid out in such a way so that when you're kind of looking at each individual piece of paper in relation to another, after a long period of just observing and investigating this room, you can tell that piecing them all together, you're able to make out what I'm about to post in chat. And there's something that bothers you about this. There's something that bothers you about this is it doesn't seem right. Something's off. There's something here that shouldn't be here, but you can't really figure out what it is. Or rather, you know what it is, but you can't tell what it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Is it that
Uh,
satyr?
Say again?
Is it the dude in the bottom right?
Yeah. As you spend a lot of your time in here, you hear a you hear a voice come from the stairs over here,
I'm going.
and
Oh,
at the staircase you see this
my lady.
strange, almost ethereal-looking woman appear, and she says, "Oh, hello. I wasn't. I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting any of you for another 4 days or so. I'll post a picture of her in chat if you care."
Oh, I care. Oh, we talked to a fish and they gave us some quick directions. Pufferfish.
Great first impression.
And how did you know to expect us?
That's right. I deleted it. She said, "Oh, I let's just say I have an uncanny ability to tell what's about to unfold. It's a blessing and a curse, really."
Sounds kind of like her captain.
Are you alone here?
Yes, that is my task, to live here and interpret, but this is what she looks like. To live here and interpret, but not act upon.
What the hell is going on in these other rooms? There's a library, some weird space machine, and lightning.
That I can go over that in time. You're probably going to be here for a while. I don't want to. I think it best not to repeat myself. I guess I have a while, but you also. I guess I have a long while to sit here, but I'm fairly certain you'll want to be out of here sooner rather than later. Why don't you bring the rest of your your group in, and we can talk then.
Well, one of them is exhausted and needs to rest. Are we in a rush? Should we try to wake them?
No, I mean I'm unsure. I don't really. Are you in a rush? I don't. She
We're
kind of like looks at you and is like, I'm sorry. I don't really interpret time the same way you do.
I see. What is your name? What can we call you? I'm Zelkos.
She looks around. And she says, "I'm called Seer."
Seer, pleasure to meet you.
Did you say seer?
Yes.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think we're okay for now. I think with every day that goes by, bad things are happening on the mainland, but I also think that if we rush into danger, we're just going to be a footnote in history.
It's not wise to rush. I can assure you that.
Sir, why are you here? What are you doing?
I'm tasked to live here.
What does that mean? What does that even mean? What are you
It's a,
tasked to do?
it's a punishment. It's a blessing.
What did you
It's
do?
when you ask too many questions and you want to know the answers and you look to find the answers. Well, you'll eventually find them if you have all eternity, and that's what I have. So I am here, on the edge of the world, looking for all the answers.
Well, what questions do you have? We might be able to answer some.
She chuckles. She says, I don't think that's not how this works.
Alright, how long have
Uh,
you been here?
um, I don't. I'm not sure. Uh, she kind of like gets a little more somber with that. I'm not entirely sure. It's been too long.
That's fine. You don't. What is the purpose of this place? It doesn't appear to have an obvious purpose.
This is supposed to be the collection of all of Theros's history.
Oh, you mean the library back there, or do you mean up the stairs past you?
Just everything here. Its past, its present, and its future.
Okay. Well, I like stories. Are there any good ones to start with? We're specifically looking for information about the shears.
I believe I have those works. I'm sure they're in the library somewhere. Actually, I know I have those works. I have to. They're somewhere in there. You'll have to look for them yourselves though. I'm very busy. I have tasks I have to take care of daily, and they take most of my effort.
Well, why don't we help you? We could probably get it done more easily with a few hands, and then you can help us.
That would be ill-advised. I think your task here is to simply find your works and go.
Can I get a good read on this person? Are they like on the up and up and just actually trying to help us, or are they trying to lead us
I
astray?
will say that you really can't get a read on this person.
Okay.
She's almost
I'll,
not really a person as you can interpret. She's almost robotic in how she acts, how she talks, how she's moving. It's very methodical and very almost inhuman as it is. She's very clearly been either through a lot or is uncomfortable around people.
okay.
Um,
I'm gonna turn to Acreus to try, because in that same look I always give him when I can't read somebody.
I can try. I don't think I'll get anything.
It was more of just the like, if you also can't read it, or give me a shrug.
Yeah, I rolled a 20, and then Frank's probably going to say the same thing. I'm going to say, yeah, she seems to be telling the truth.
Alright, well, I guess we should go get Canathos and turning the poggles.
Yeah, I mean, I I'm still just curious who she is.
So am I. She wouldn't answer any of my
Does
questions. So
Frank, does she have any like star? I know that's a picture of her that you put in the Discord, but does she have any other divine indications? Like you say she's like not human, but what are we looking at?
As you're looking at her standing in front of you, you can't tell. She's Nyx in nature.
Oh, I can tell. Sorry, does it mean she's a Nyx born as well, or no?
Yeah, you can't tell if she has any indication that she's Nyx born.
Our friend here is a Nyx born. Does that help you at all?
She like keeps just staring. Oh, I know. This is his purpose is clear. He's supposed to be here.
Excuse me. Why? Not to be rude, but I've had snakes
Errol,
telling me to go. You're not a snake.
No, but I know what the snakes are telling you because I'm supposed to know.
Okay.
You
Can you
should go
tell me?
get the rest of your crew. It might be hard for. She looks at you. It might be hard for people who aren't well versed in Krufix's teachings to understand what's going on here.
Ah, well, that sells it. We'll be back in the morning, if not sooner.
I can go. I will go wake up Valtos.
Go do it.
I will. If it's urgent, I need to know. I leave as fast as a turtle can go. And
I've never seen
I
Poggles move
peace
that
out.
fast, have you? I've never seen that man move.
I don't think so.
Poggles goes at max speed. When he gets outside, he turns into a cat
It
and
just
just books
sprints.
it.
And then moves slower.
Yeah, cats
I
are
don't
slow.
know.
What, cheetah
I
maybe?
move. If I choose a fast animal, we're not going to the specifics. I go zoom.
I pick a zoomer animal.
Wait, yeah, cats have a speed of 40. Fuck.
They are faster, I know.
They're fast for Poggles.
They're faster than you. Yeah, you turn into a cat. Go for it.
All right, so I go back to the boat, and I say, "Canathos, go get Valtos. We gotta go.
What happened? What's going on?
No one's in danger, but we just need to go. Just come with me."
All right. I'm gonna wake up Altos. Altos, we need to go.
Go where exactly?
I want to make sure, Frank, that I'm ruining his long rest.
It hasn't been 8 hours.
It's
so-
been like fucking 20 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but Poggles just booked it out here and said there's something that you gotta see. in
I go
there,
behind
so,
Canathos on the boat and said, "We gotta go."
Well, it's not accurate, so it's probably true. Let's go.
we gotta go.
And I turn back into a cat and sprint, if that's
Mhm.
possible. And just peace out. I lead them to the temple.
All right, let's go.
So, let me move you lads here.
I lead them into the temple, take them to this room, where we're still congregating. I said, "Wait here before I leave," before I left, and I come back completely out of breath and said, "Tell me everything."
I want to look.
Hold on. What's we're going through these rooms, all right? You calm down.
I'll be reading a book as they walk in. Oh, hey.
What's magical on the way in?
This is like sensory overload.
Walks over to Valtos and guidance bolts him in the head.
It's like sensory overload for you, Valtos. If you've got detect magic going, you'll like go into a coma.
Okay.
What
Very
do I-
magical. Check.
What do I see through this telescope, Frank? Is it look pointed at anything?
That looks like a brick wall or a stone wall. When
Hey,
you look through
Poggles,
it.
come look at this. Well, come look at this, man.
Oh, I walk back out here. What?
Look through this telescope. Tell me what you see, man.
I'm looking through the telescope.
You see stars.
I see stars.
Oh, wall.
Oh. Yeah, I see stars.
Hmm.
I see very pretty stars.
Well, you're a very special person. I think this place is designed for people like you.
I am a Nyx. So I say, then I go get the rest of my friends. Say, get back here. We're all here. Good.
Yeah.
Good work,
She shouldn't
everyone.
be. She shouldn't be.
What did I think of those rooms I just walked through?
Like that was the hottest shit you've ever seen in your life.
I love it.
All right, we're all here, ladies. So, what you got?
Oh, she's not here.
I'm
She's not in
wa-
there anymore.
Oh,
I'm looking up. I'm
Follow.
walking up here to look for her.
Frank, what's in this telescope? I'm looking through it.
It's a stone wall.
Okay.
yo, that's a pretty cool stone wall, right? That's what I saw too.
So you walk up the stairs and you see a statue of Keranos, as you can make it out. It's very easy to tell based on this lightning bolt that's in its hand. And a bunch of 4 benches that are surrounding it. And you can see her essentially sleeping on one of the benches underneath the statue.
Like eyes closed, looks like she's sleeping.
Looks like she's sleeping.
I'm gonna lay on this bench and see what happens.
Topoggles, what was so urgent?
She has answers for me and for us. Mainly for me. This is for me.
So Acris, you sit on that bench and you're laying down.
I attempt to assume her pose, but on this bench.
Acris, you have to give me a.
Oh Jesus!
You will have to give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay.
Okay. You sit on this bench, and for a second there, everything's just kind of the same, and then you just feel like your head start to just hurt. It's like it almost feels like there's a weird rush of just information that you're receiving. That's kind of it's weirdly hard to understand what's going on and hard to process what's happening. But it's you can tell that like, oh yeah, of course it would. That's how you would navigate through the storm. That makes perfect sense. Why wouldn't we have done it that way? And oh, of course that was a kraken that you docked your ship by. It was just one of those like island hopping krakens that just have massive where their spine just acts as small islands on the sea. And after a period of time, you just kind of step off of the bench and you're good. You no longer feel this rush of information.
Do I retain anything I was thinking on the bench, or not at all?
You retain some, but it's not like you have an infinite flow of knowledge as you felt as you did when you were sitting.
Is he
That
visibly
bench gave
shook?
me- Well, I'm gonna say that bench gave me a very strange flood of information.
I go to this bench and without hesitation lie down on it.
Wisdom.
And I'll
Save.
turn to Valtos and Cantha say, "You want to take it, or may I?"
You go ahead.
Really, I don't remember much. It just kind of gave me an insight and then nothing.
Poggles, take 10 damage.
Just
Wait,
get
wait.
zapped.
Take 10 damage. You have a flow of information that just rushes through your head. And you are unable to process it, but every other frame that goes through your head of you flashing through what seems like this weird assortment of events that are going through your head. Every other frame, you can just see this picture of a snake in your proverbial mind's eye that just flashes up. And this immense pain just arcs through you. And you're jolted off of the bench after only a couple seconds, or what felt like a couple minutes of sitting on it.
Oh.
Selkos, my man.
Zelkos, you experience the same sensation that Acreus experienced. The general rush of information, it seems as if it's out of order and you're receiving events at a certain... You're receiving weird events, things that you haven't really read about, things that just you didn't think were possible to happen, and you kind of just walk off of it almost involuntarily after a period of only a couple seconds.
It's beautiful. It's like 1,000 stories all at once. Painful, but amazing.
Did you see snakes?
I might have seen a few, but not enough that not more snakes than anything else. Why? Did you?
Actors, did you see snakes?
No, I just gathered a lot of information about random miscellaneous things, and I don't remember much of it after I left the bench.
I mean, if this is
How
like
asleep does this person appear?
Canthos, you want to have a go at it?
She seems
No.
comfortable.
Alright, I'm gonna look up here because I'm very confused.
I want to talk to this lady.
I'm gonna politely tap her on the shoulder. Excuse me. We're back.
Poggles, you reveal a large library and a large number of beds, almost like a living area. You tap her on her shoulder, and you kind of like feel a jolt of static electricity kind of go through you. And she kind of like her eyes just open, and she says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I must have fallen asleep." She looks around and she says, "Oh, your party's here. The rest of them are here. Good." She kind of just hops off the bench in an almost like playful like hop off, something that you wouldn't have expected of this. And she says, "Okay, you were supposed to be here a couple days from now, which is strange because you're not. That's not how this works. But I guess that's a good thing that it's not all in stone like that then. You all," and she kind of points to all of you, "have to make sure that the events in this temple come to pass."
What's in this temple? What does that even mean?
She says, "It's hard to explain, but the future... You're living in the present, but I'm living in the present, past, and future. It's very hard to explain and hard to describe." She like looks over at Voltos and Canathos. And she says, "Krufix has all knowledge on the plane, as both of you know.
Mhm.
And he doesn't particularly like to share it unless you're worthy to receive it. Keranos seeks knowledge and seeks secrets and solutions to things in his own special way, different from that of Krufix. And them combined, well, it's... The temple's kind of a safeguard. It's supposed to be a way for Krufix at least, and Keranos by proxy too, make sure things stay in line and things stay as they're supposed to be. And now they're not talking anymore. so I can only see how things are supposed to go for a period of time, but even now, you were supposed to be here days from now, so since you're here now, it means that the gods no longer have sway over things that are happening here, and the information on the future of Theros here is not accurate anymore.
So we can write our own destiny, is what you're saying?
She chuckles. I guess, but
what you said made no
I-
sense then. You said we have to protect the temple or the actions that happen here, but the future is undecided.
that's the problem. We need to fix it, because if the actions of this temple and what's written in this temple can't come to pass, then I fear that Theros might unravel as it is.
Well, what were the actions that are no longer guaranteed? What are you so worried about?
She kind of looks at you and she says, It will take me an eternity to describe to you what has yet to come and what came before you. You can feel free to take any of the books in the hall that are from the following volumes, and she kind of takes out a parchment and just kind of unrolls it, and it goes and goes for a bit. She says, these are all the events that have yet to come to pass, and likely will never come to pass if none of you are able to fix the problems that are now plaguing Theros.
Let's skip to the end on this. What do you think we need to do to fix the problems on Theros? Or what do you think the problem on Theros is to begin with?
You probably have to kill a few people. You probably have to fix a few problems. And one of you's probably gonna have to die in order to do it.
Okay.
Probably, she says. Remember, everyone. Remember,
Which
and I'll
people
look
and
at
which
Agrius.
problems?
Probably.
The die is not a problem. I'll just come back from the underworld. It doesn't bother me.
Which people and which problems?
The problems are you need to depose a false god. You need to strike down a rogue general. You need to kill a lost sister. You need to cast down someone who is not from here. And once you do those 4 things, I'm sure things can start to be mended.
False god, false sister,
Lost sister, rogue general.
someone who's not
So-
from here.
Yeah.
Surely you have specific people in mind when you say that, correct?
I'm not supposed to give out that information. That would go against what Prufix demands I do.
Not man long. That's not how this usually works, Acris.
Okay, so we just have to kind of solve this riddle. Is that the idea?
Well, you said there was a list of volumes we could take?
Peruse, take. I'd ask if you take them that you take them seriously and you don't pass them along to any random individual on the seas or in any town. Those are the complete works of Therosian history.
This individual that's not from here, can you tell us where they are from?
You wouldn't know, and I don't know. But they're not from here. That's for certain.
Okay. What can you tell us of the rogue archon that's going around conquering things?
A false deity, to be sure. Someone who wants to return this world back to how it was. A harsher, more violent place.
Well, that's number one. So we'll probably need
Okay.
allies or some additional strength before we attempt that one.
And number,
Potentially.
the Lost Sister is probably the siren that is under whatever city we're going to. Sorry, that was bad.
Oracle.
Yeah, sorry. What Valto said, the Oracle.
Which oracle?
The
One-
shears.
The thread, the
Ah.
shears.
Speaking of, what can you tell us of the shears?
She's lost. She's being taken advantage of, but also doing what she wants. She's frustrated with the path that was ordained for her and wants to change the fate of Theros as well as her own.
Can you tell us of her sisters?
They are like her, burdened with knowledge, but also unable to act upon it. Except he was able to break her free from her chains and let her enact her form of vengeance upon this world.
But her sisters are on Theros.
Yes, most certainly.
What about this person not from here? Our main culprit seems to fit the bill.
You are already familiar with this individual.
Alright.
Person not.
Kano.
Oh, is
Kano
Kano not
not
from
from here?
Theros?
No.
We don't know where Kano's from.
Is it a Nyxborn?
I think more one of Nyxborn, but I don't know if that's correct.
So Lost Sister, someone not from here, and then what was the last one?
General.
General. Okay, well yeah, that's
That's
you know
the
who
guy.
that is.
Do we?
It was Patrozantos' boss.
The Lost General and the sister, or sorry, the General and the sister together would be, you know what I mean? Like, it seems weird that two
I think so.
would be together.
I think he is because Patrozantos. Look, all Patrozantos leads pointed back to that guy. He talked about the shears as a method, but
Yeah, he's
someone had to
definitely
galvanize the
the
shears in that
problem.
way.
The lost sister. They live in the underworld.
Oh,
The rest of them are at the beck and call of Athreos.
Right.
She was freed by the general on his excursion to and from the underworld.
Not arisen though, Patrozantos said. So he is very
He
clever
went there
too.
and came back.
Yeah.
right. Well, that also. She said someone has to die, so presumably there's something
Probably has to die.
that will. Go ahead, Zelkos. You can finish then.
No, that's it. I just wanted to keep on that word. Probably.
Go ahead. Finish. Go ahead.
That's all I had. I don't want us to get caught up on the needing to die part.
Okay. Why do you think she said someone probably needs to die then?
Well,
Something's
she
gonna
said
get done
there's-
in the underworld.
Thank you. Zvaltos, you're a smart one. Zelkos, did you hear that?
Yeah, no, I guess that checks out. I mean, you
You
don't have
don't
to die to
necessarily
get
have
there.
to die to go to the underworld.
Well, we just walk there.
I think we're gonna need a more intimate understanding of how the underworld works in order to accomplish our goal, and that is why she said that.
I just
Fortunately, it sounds like we have the entire history of Theros here, so
That is true.
we can find out.
I do like books.
do like stories.
She kind of looks at all of you and she says, "You're more than welcome to read anything here. That's what you're allowed to do." Krufix said that was fine, and Karanos gave his blessing as well.
All right. Can you explain these machines now that everyone's here?
They're not machines, they're blessings, and I'm not allowed to say what they are. I have to follow rules, or they're blessings.
Wait, what happens if you break the
I can-
rules? Because it sounds like a lot of rules of the world right now are kind of out the window. Are there set punishments should you break the rules?
The last time I broke the rules,
Aha.
she kind of looks at you, and then she points at like the weird, almost metal-like design, like filigree almost, that's on her skin. She said, then she points up at Karanos. The last time I broke the rules, I received this from Karanos, and it was extremely painful.
What is it?
She kind of like reaches for it, winces a bit, and kind of like lifts it, and it after some give, it kind of pulls off her skin a bit, and you can see this almost lightning arc as kind of go up her arm and basically cover her body, and then she kind of like puts the metal, like bends the metal back a bit in order to cover it, and she basically like, that's what that is.
So you're their prisoner.
When you seek too much knowledge, you're rewarded, but sometimes the reward in of itself is a punishment.
Do you know of any powerful relics or items to help us in this quest?
As your friend just said, it seems like a lot of the rules aren't in play anymore. So I'm not certain any divine relics would hold their sway. That being said, that means they wouldn't hold their sway or hold their power for anyone else. So I'm not necessarily sure any relics would be necessary here. That being said, there are some relics here, though they are not divine in nature, if that's what you're seeking. They are certainly beneficial, or would be beneficial on your task.
Sure, let's take a look.
With that, she kind of like looks at you and says, "You have the run of the temple. Please feel free to eat, sleep, read, etc. As I mentioned to these three, she motions to Acreus, Zelkos and Poggles, I have tasks that I must perform, so I must get back to that. She says, please, again, feel free to use this temple as your home for the time being. The text said you didn't have to be moving again for another couple of days, but I'm not really sure what fate has in store at this point in time, so excuse me, I have visions to parse. She sits back down on the bench and kind of like lays down again.
Oh, let us know if you need anything. Thank you.
She's already asleep.
Well, Veltos, let's go find you a nice bed, and then we'll start doing some research.
Yeah, I'm gonna go read up on the underworld. So I'm gonna go try and find all the books that relate to underworld stuff.
I'm gonna step on this bench before I go to sleep.
That boy,
Wisdom.
make a wisdom.
Hold on. Is it
Not mind
telepathic?
altering.
Is it telepathic though?
It is telepathic in nature, but it's divine.
Okay, so
You want a
wisdom, let's
reason a
go.
way for you to get around this.
17.
You're fine. You're fine.
Oh no,
You
like
get the
nothing would
same
happen
rush
if it was
that-
though.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Unless
I was going to say that since this is divine in nature, it would happen.
you could also say it's more powerful than the ring potentially.
Just sitting there learning nothing. Like, guys, what's happening? I don't understand.
Same rush, go.
Yes, that. Same deal.
I'm gonna look around for a nice, comfy bed on these 10 by 10 squares. Pop in this room and be like, you know, that looks nice right there. I'm gonna lay down right here.
I just stare at her until just staring blankly at her, being very confused. And then I look to her and say, "You need to tell me more."
But she'll tell you more next week because it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
But when I say next week, I mean
Yeah.
the 28th.
I hear about Poggles.
Poggles wants to know about Poggles. So we're not doing the 21st.
Nah.
No, Elle's gonna be gone.
Yeah, I cannot be.
I'm gonna be probably busy for most of that week because I'll be home.
Bye, Twitch.